that Lockleth did. You can get that on a hoodie or on a sweatshirt or long sleeve for the colder months. We've also got a mug for your hot cocoa and an adorable sticker that's begging to go on your notebook or laptop. We've also got this limited time Murford and Sean's shirt that was voted on by our patrons, and this one is only available through the end of January, so pick it up now and make sure you don't miss out. We've also got some items leaving the merch store to make way for new stuff in the future, so grab those while you still can. And you can find all of this sweet merch at bit.ly/cpgmerch. Links are going to be in the video description, and let's be honest, you need Bobby roasting marshmallows in your life.
Aaron Greenberg, hi. Sean Capri, the Xbox Drive. I would really like to see Game Pass included with every single console you sell. Series S, Series X, put it in with games. Give it to people with, like, get people buying Mountain Dew and Doritos. Give them codes. Just get it out there, man. You did it with Xbox Live. Do it again. You can take over the world. I believe in you, you big, beautiful man. There.
Also, don't forget to include a coupon for a personal pan pizza from Pizza Hut in there as well.
I'll take it. People
Yeah.
should be accidentally signing up for Game Pass at this point.
You know what I would do if I was Sean Capri for 25 minutes? I'd go to Sean Capri's shelf and open all of the stuff on his shelf and just take all of it out of the box. And then just leave it on the shelf. But yeah, what about you? What would you do?
I'm stunned. That's not at all what I'm thinking. Like, you come in, you take my mind and my body and you destroy my home. Like,
Whoa. I wouldn't be destroying their home. I'd just be opening the boxes.
that is destroying my home. I would come back too. I would take over my body again and go, I've been robbed. I feel there's a violation there, Ryan. Oh my, I am.
True.
What I might do if I had 25 minutes in Ryan's mind and body, I might just go outside and just see what happens. I might
think about that, Sean.
I might just see what happens, dude.
Oh my God.
Everybody should play Vampire Survivors. Dave Moore, have you played Vampire Survivors yet?
I don't even know what that is. That's
Vampire Survivors. Dave, come on. It's on Game Pass. This is like probably game of the year. You play some sort of like, almost like a Castlevania-esque hero character with a random power-up. And you walk through and there's just hordes of like bats and goblins and monsters and whatever else like chasing after you. You get all these different powers. And at the end, you know, there's probably 10,000 enemies just running at you. And you're like, no problem. I've been leveling up this whole time. I've got my burning crosses. I've got this thing that zaps everybody on the screen. I've got 400 lightning bolts that's getting everybody. It's all in my eyes. I can't believe I'm not having a seizure playing this game. It's a bunch of dopamine. I don't think this is healthy for me. Vampire Survivors might be one of my favorite games of the year, Dave Moore. Oh my gosh.
Nope, never gonna play this.
Dang it.
Hey y'all, thanks for tuning into the Nintendo Drive. If you're hanging out with us on YouTube, be sure to like the video, subscribe to our channel, and ring the bell icon so you never miss an episode. Or if you're getting cozy and listening to us on your podcast feed, make sure you're following and leaving us nice reviews. You can also support the show on Patreon and pick up some awesome merch. Links to those and more are in the description, but let's get the show started.
Oh my goodness gracious. Welcome back to 2023. I've got my nicest and most professional coffee mug here. It's a Donkey Kong barrel. If this thing ever disintegrates or if the kids knock it off of the counter, Seth, it's not going to be good. I'm very patient with most things, but if this goes away, I'm not going to be pleased.
Getting upset. Yeah.
George is getting upset.
Yeah, I could totally see that, dude. That is a good mug. And I'm curious how, like, is it good at like retaining heat? Because
No.
I have I have a few mugs that are like that, and I can tell just by looking at it, it's like that kind of porcelain mug, and it's just in like 3 minutes it's cold.
Which is okay
You know?
because, we didn't have a lot growing up, so I was just like,
Sure.
you get what you get and you don't get upset.
And you don't throw a fit.
That was it, yep. And so I drink coffee, like I'll have 1 cup of coffee at the start of the day, and it'll be there on my desk, getting cold, somehow getting colder than room temperature, if that's a thing. But no,
sure,
there's
yeah.
heat rises directly out of this mug. So no, they don't have anything on top.
I think heat rises in general.
That's
Sean.
just that's what I'm trying to say. Like out of this mug. Don't turn this around on
Yeah.
me. I was trying to throw it back on you.
Science.
I think
Science in your face, Sean.
Sean
Someone
Capri,
who
the
loves
science guy
space.
over
How
here.
dare.
I was like, how is it supposed to retain heat? It's a mug. Like no mug. All
Right.
mugs are open at the top.
Sure. Well, yeah, all mugs are open at the top, but some of them retain a little bit of that heat with, see, I have a big old thermos here.
That's too hot.
That is just full. Oh, it's
It actually gets
ridiculous.
hotter in there.
Oh, yeah. I don't even understand it.
It's like a convection oven in there.
Dude, this thing is full of coffee, by the way. And I accidentally, so we have like a little container of sugar, and I used to take a spoon, but I can't like stir this thing with a spoon.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I just took the container and I started to like gently pour the sugar in there, but the sugar had like coagulated or something, and so just a big block of sugar just went into my coffee. This has got so much sugar in it. It's ridiculous.
Oh, I love it.
It's crazy. We're gonna see what happens tonight, you guys.
Ew.
We're having fun here. YouTube.com/carpoolgaming. I'm sugared up. I'm
I
hyped
put
up.
I put nothing in my coffee. That sounds awful.
I'm
Nothing,
all hyped up
just
right
black coffee. That's it.
Just straight how it comes out of the,
Not
hardcore.
even
like
Splenda.
no,
now. Not even
nothing.
too Splenda.
Not even two Splenda. Nobody has picked up on this. Like nobody.
Splenda is probably the worst. Like Splenda
What do you
is
mean?
literally it's disgusting, Sean. I would take sugar over Splenda. It's the
Sugar doesn't even
worst.
do enough. You need Splenda is like a potent. Like it's like I think
It's
one
potent.
packet of Splenda is like 2 or 3 sugar things, like equivalents.
Splenda's like a powder. That's it. That's sus.
Not
No,
when you
thank
put it in the coffee. Like it dissolves.
Well, I think that's
Is
how
that not also a powder? Like, is that not also considered?
it's more
a powder?
powdery. Like Splenda is like more powdery than like a sugar is more like granule.
Like, grainy. Okay.
Yeah.
I see what you're saying. I'm tracking.
Are you
don't know what we're
suggesting that what
talking
I'm
about.
drinking has like a grainy kind of thing to it? Is that what you're saying?
It's too man-made for me. No.
Well, I can't argue with
Not
that.
natural.
Like it's definitely not
Sugar
coming
in
off
the raw.
a Splenda plant somewhere with like these packets just growing out of the leaves.
In Colombia or something.
Yeah, no, Canada. It's a
Ugh.
Canadian thing. We don't have very.
like I could like dip my finger in sugar and like eat it, but like Splenda, you can't do that. It's like a I can't explain it. It's gross.
I think I heard, and this might be just passing on rumors because I didn't fact check this at all, but I heard that the person who invented Splenda was actually trying to invent a new detergent, like a laundry detergent or cleaner or something.
yeah.
I'm like, yeah, I could. I taste. I'm like,
Yep.
yep, a little bit of.
No,
Same consistency.
It's
Nope,
like an
no,
OxyClean.
thank
OxyClean.
you.
Yep, Splenda OxyClean's basically the same thing.
Doing what all the kids are with the Tide Pods.
Oh God, don't
jeez.
even. I draw the line there. Okay, I don't go for the actual laundry detergent. Oh my gosh,
Put a
I
little
think it's
pot
tasty
in there.
though. And this is how I survive. I wasn't gonna give up coffee, but I couldn't do the cream in the coffee on a daily basis. This just
No,
wasn't.
me either.
It's not gonna happen.
Sugar's all I do. I don't do cream. I
Yeah.
don't like
Just-
the cream.
See, I couldn't. The sugar was too much for me, so I just went nothing. I was like, I'll just give it up. Just
You
have
like-
coffee.
You must have
no,
good
no,
coffee.
no,
then.
nothing in it.
What kind of coffee?
Like Folgers. It's nothing
Folgers.
special.
That's you're judging me for Splenda. Folgers is the worst coffee on
She's living
planet
I
a
know.
Earth.
cowboy life,
know.
man.
Hey now, the
What did I
best
just
part
say?
of
What did I-
waking up,
Oh,
Sean.
it's
The best
awful.
part of waking up is Folgers.
But also, what did I start the conversation with? Like, I grew up not having much, and I still turn my nose up at
Yeah.
Folgers.
Yeah, how dare? How
Yeah,
dare?
no, that's not very. Although I'm not drinking caffeinated coffee, I'm drinking. So it's just all
Having a
chemicals.
decaf.
Decaf. It's late. I'm trying to get my. I go back to school soon, and by that I mean work. But when you come off of summer holidays or winter
Right.
vacation, you got to get your sleep schedule back on. Like my sleep schedule is way off, you guys. So I can't. Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Like I'm actually staying up past 10:30. And not playing games, not playing nearly enough games. That's for sure.
I was gonna inquire about that. This is a video game podcast, I think. After all,
It's in danger of becoming a coffee or what you drinking.
hey, what you
podcast.
drinking? What's everybody
We're
drinking?
not talking about what we're drinking.
Yeah, we're a drive podcast. We're not only enhancements.
Well, Sean, what
Enhancing.
have you been playing?
Can I tell you guys about a little game called? I was gonna say Marvel Snap.
You can.
New season started today, Seth. And did I get the season pass once again? Yes, sir, I have. I've spent like $30 in season passes on this game.
Yeah. Oh, they gotcha, eh?
Oh, dude, I am hook, line, and sinker. My kids like watching me play, which is really fun. But I'm in tough with that, man. Once you start playing, like people are good at it. So I've got a bunch of decks, but actually that's not what I really want to talk to you guys about. I want to rant about Pokemon in a second. Okay. But what I actually did play all the way through rolled credits with my older brother. We played Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3: The Black Order. Dude, that game is so dang fun, and nobody's talking about it because it's like 5 years old. But but that's what I did over the holidays. My brother was up from Vancouver, and he was just up for like, let's just play something we can both play. And, you know, it's a top-down camera kind of thing. You're both on the same screen, share controllers, or we have two controllers. So we just ran through that campaign, just mindlessly attacking hordes of enemies. The mindless part stopped when we had to go upgrade literally anything. Did you play this game, Seth? Do you know what I'm talking about?
Skill tree is ridiculous.
It's beyond. It's so the worst. Nerdy. It's the worst. Yeah. It's actually not
the
good.
Of the nerdy. No, it's not. Yeah, that's my least favorite part of that game.
Yeah, man. Oh,
hey, Hambone Johnny. That's a handsome
dude honestly, right I think, and oddly enough, Garrett Bland shows up here in the chat. Good to see you, and also good to see. Quickly shout out, Madame Mad Hatter. Great to see you. It says typically, hi all. I usually listen on the podcast feed. So exciting to catch the stream live today. You are welcome in. Thank you so much for checking out the show.
Thank you.
This game though, like, who is able to figure this out? I don't think. I'm a simple man. I'm a simple boy from usually, but I'm looking at this thing, Lachlan, and it's like it's too much. You've got these crystals, and you got to combine them with other crystals, and then you upgrade them, and then you can upgrade them again to change their shape, and like it's bonkers. And we ran this campaign just with like the same 4 characters because I honestly don't think we could have done it if we were spreading out all this leveling up and stuff. So I felt like the one thing that I liked about the previous 2 games, which was I discovered a new character, throw them in there, let's see what this character can do. We didn't really do that. So while I was really happy to be playing a game with my brother, and that's probably the biggest positive takeaway from this, I was really discouraged by this dang skill tree, and I wasn't really able to have all the characters jump in. But we played the mess out of this. There's side missions. There's like these mission things off to the side you can just grind away at, and it was super fun. But yeah, it's been kind of like on my backlog list for years and years and years, and I honestly don't even know if I could have played it by myself. I needed to play with somebody else. So there you go.
Did you beat it? You played through the whole thing?
Played through the whole thing. Like when I say my sleep schedule was messed up, it started with this. Like we were up until 2-3 in the morning. Just classic, couch co-op experience. Like I haven't had that in forever, dude.
The one thing I do remember about that game, and I really enjoyed it. I played it with my cousin when it came out, but I remember the Inhumans level being like hilariously bad. Like the level with the Inhumans, I'm like, that's the worst level in the whole game.
Terrible.
I still remember that.
Yeah, and the funny thing is, we're saying the whole time, and I've been following this game because I like the first 2. I've been following it and making Nintendo podcasts over the last couple of years, and we're playing through it, and we're like, man, there's no Fantastic Four in here. And then after I finish the game, I'm reminded through the DLC packs that they did a Fantastic Four DLC pack, and I'm like, I love those guys. Mr. and Mrs. Fantastic.
I know those people. Yeah.
And that thing and that guy who floats on fire, it's a good time. Captain America did it twice. So anyway, that's kind of what I did. What about you guys?
So you're saving the Pokemon? You don't want to talk about Pokemon yet?
I feel like I've just been yammering on for a little while here. But I can talk about Pokemon.
It's what we do.
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
So I'm off work. And the kids really have been enjoying watching mom and dad play some video games. Chelsea got the platinum on Bug Snacks recently, and she's on her way to platinum Stray, which she's really enjoying. And so kids have just been kind of liking this sort of thing. And they wanted me to play a little Pokemon, so I fired up Pokemon, Brilliant Diamond. 20 hours into that game, have no idea what's going on. My save game's from like November 2021 or something. It would have been like the first 20 hours I put in within the first 10 days of getting it, and then apparently not doing anything else. I jumped over to Arceus. And so I'm like, I guess I'll just start a new game. okay, how do I do that? And it's not apparent. It's not like, not even, I'm sitting there and I'm like, Lincoln, I don't know how to do this, dude. And he's like, well, and he's coming up with all these solutions that make absolutely no sense. Cause like, what does he know? He's 5. He's like,
The actual solution isn't that far off from probably what he was thinking either. Because don't you have to do like a weird button combination or something?
It's not even possible. So the
really?
reason I wanted to go on a rant here.
You can delete save data of anything in the settings.
Isn't that amazing? What a great super duper solution. Let's just delete our save files. What's going on with Nintendo? This is my rant. And you can't have 3 save files like Legend of Zelda on NES?
Listen, this is the pain of an Animal Crossing player.
Pokemon's always been like that.
It just makes
No.
I automatically knew the solution because that's what I have to do for if I want to reset an island. I just delete the save data.
And it's not even like you
Pokemon's
can go
always
in,
been
you
like
can do that through the game. You have to go into the system settings and delete the save. You guys,
dude.
you can't just be accepting this. I know
not.
I'm ridiculous and I'm easy to make fun of.
It's crazy. I mean, like it's
Not
wild, but
okay.
it has been the case since the beginning. And in fact, the reason I brought that up is because back then you used to have to do like some weird like hold L and R and X and A and your hands like in a pretzel and hopscotch while you're doing it, and then you can delete your save. You know, like crazy.
Hold
junk
your
like
breath.
Yeah, and then your save will
Take it out during a lunar eclipse.
Yeah, it was like that. In order to delete your save and old Pokemon games.
Unacceptable. So I can't even like. Isn't that something that a lot of people would want to do? And or the other one is do what Locklet does. Like, or I could set up another profile. That was the first suggestion that came up when I Googled it. Was like, oh, just set up another profile. I'm sorry. Like having one is enough to keep track of. And like, is it my own? Man, there's a whole bunch to rant about, man. Holy cow. My brother-in-law like bought a used Switch and the person who sold it to him left their like profile on there so all their games stayed on. I'm like, I wouldn't mess with that for a second. Are you Oh my gosh. I'm a little ranty.
Oh my god.
So my 20 hours is gone. Long story short, or medium. I deleted it. I've started completely over. Started over with Ellie and her friend Lincoln, who I think might be an enemy in the end. That might have been a tough choice. I don't know if that buddy that you started out with.
Oh, like that was the name of the rival?
Yeah. Oh, is that a rival? Oh, okay. I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah.
See, I don't know Pokemon well enough. I should know that that's just going to be a rival. That sounds about right.
Yeah.
So playing Diamond for at least a couple minutes.
Let me ask you this. Do you really care that much that you lost your save? Like, are you really that burned by it? Were you going to go back to it?
It's not the point,
No.
Seth.
It's the principle.
Here's the thing. I might... You son of a gun. Because I just didn't remember like what was going on next. I didn't know what I was supposed to do. I didn't know what I had learned. So maybe if I'd been able to like refresh myself a little bit, maybe I'd jump back over to that 20-hour game that I had, but it's gone. And that's just, it's just
The real
dumb.
question, Sean, is are you just complaining to complain?
It's a valid complaint.
I don't think so.
Agree. I agree. It's a valid complaint.
That's my weekly. It'll be my weekly segment, just like Gramps whining and complaining
Old man
about
yells
something.
at cloud segment.
Yeah, it's unacceptable. I just look back in my day, we had save files, and I don't know where we just were okay with them not being a thing. And it's not just Nintendo. Like any game that just does, we'll take care of like the auto saves for you. No, thank you. Like I can do it. I can save my own. You know.
Oh my god. So you bring that. So I've been playing Psychonauts 2. Okay.
Ooh, yes.
And Psychonauts 2, I loved it. Absolutely loved it. But it does that. You can't manually save.
Yeah.
That drives me crazy. I'm like, I don't want to just rely on an autosave. And I had a moment where, because I play these games weird. I'll like go into the weird nooks and crannies that I shouldn't be going into. And I got Raz stuck at a certain point.
Yep.
And I had to like reload the checkpoint, but it was just based on whenever it last autosaved. So I lost like 10 minutes of progress.
Yep.
So I'm like, I hate that. Anyway.
Anything you hate there, Locklift? You got...
Listen.
Let's start off the new year right.
Listen, I don't get it. I don't know. It's just with the delete save data, like I'm used to with Animal Crossing New Horizons, having one save, having to I save it to a dream address so I can still visit the island like later from another island if I want to. So once an island's complete, that's what I do. And then I delete it. Like,
So
I'm just used to it. I don't know.
Sean's point, though, is that just because we're used to a bad thing doesn't mean the bad thing's not bad.
True,
right?
true, valid, very valid.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean it shouldn't be
So
improved.
patronizing.
Because
You're right to feel that way, but I don't
you're
care.
valid. You're valid in your feelings, Sean. However, as an Animal Crossing player, this is just the thing that we have to deal with.
This is what I was worried about happening. There's many of you Animal Crossing players out there who've just come to accept this, and this is why I was loud about it. I didn't want this to become a standard, and it's everywhere. Bowser in the chat says, I need autosave. I would lose everything without it. I'm not advocating against autosave altogether.
Right.
Just
You need both.
Yes.
You need both.
Yeah.
You need to be able. The autosave is nice,
Mm-hmm.
but to be able to actually save, because Animal Crossing has both. You have autosave. I don't know the cadence. Did I just?
She gone.
Did I get gone? Am I gone? Gone?
We
y'all
can hear
me?
you.
No,
You just
I
can't,
can hear you.
just can't see you, and our stream looks all jacked up, but that's all good.
Hey,
you're back.
It is.
That's
You're
so
back.
weird. I heard it too. My camera unhooked itself, I guess.
Well,
Unlinked.
we've been used to cameras being messing up
I know,
forever,
I know,
and
I know.
It
I know.
happens.
I don't know if that was clear what I was doing there, but some people got it.
It was
Thanks,
clear.
Lachlan.
Shut
Yeah.
up, Sean. I hate you.
Miss
have
you
fun.
guys.
We have
have fun
beef
here.
now. We have
no!
beef now, Sean. We have beef.
Oh no, the beef. Shy of the beef. Oh man. What were we talking about?
Video
Autosave.
games, I think.
Video
Autosave
games.
and
Autosave.
saving.
Oh yeah, I'm the type of person who'll save it twice. Like when there's a
Yeah.
manual
Yeah.
save, like I save it, I'm like, better make sure.
Did I save?
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Did I save?
Squint my
Rinse
eyes a
and
little bit
repeat
like,
for like 4 hours. Yeah. Did I save? Yeah, for
But
sure.
speaking of games that do it correctly with saves and having multiple saves, I played Lil Gator Game.
Yeah,
And you can play, like 3 different people can play on my account. So I 100% completed a game.
Yes.
wow.
Best game ever.
Yeah.
Man. That game is so good.
It
I
is
love
super
that game
good.
so much. Yeah.
I can't remember who had asked Seth when you were away
yeah.
about if it was
was
a good
Presto.
game and whether
Yeah.
they should pick it up. Well, I can fully confirm pick it up. Like I kind of had that hint of when I watched some of your gameplay, but
Mhm.
such a great game.
Oh yeah.
Such a great game.
Not only is it, like well made, fun, it's basically like a short hike, Breath of the Wild kind of style or whatever, but it's
Mhm.
like super cute, runs phenomenally well on Switch.
Yeah.
Like 60 frames, beautiful. I don't know how they did it. The game's awesome. But like not only that, it also is like emotional. Like you're gonna get like choked up playing it. Like yeah, it's so good.
I teared up at the end because it's like a
Yeah.
siblings thing, and I have like a younger
Mhm.
sister, so like I got a little teary at the end. I like turned to my husband. I said, "Not me crying at the end of
Right.
the Little Gator Game."
It's a great game, man. It is phenomenal, and it's like it's the perfect length too. You can 100% it in like 5-6 hours. It's just I can't
And
recommend
without
that game highly.
and without giving anything away, like they give you the tools to be able to
Yeah.
100% it, which is nice. So
Yep.
it's not like I got to go every crevice of this world to find all these
The best,
cardboard
man.
pieces. Like they give you the tools at the very end, so it
What a
was a
game.
nice, very
What a
simple
good game.
The Gator game.
little
That little
gator.
game.
Aw.
That little gator, man.
Another game I fully completed, My Little Pony: A Maritime Bay Adventure. It
You
took me like
100%ed it, huh?
I did not 100% it.
Okay.
I'm still trying to do that. Luckily I can do that after you've beaten the game, but I rolled credits on it. I used to have My Little Pony like toys back in the day, so it's kind of like that nostalgia game, kind of like Bratz
Sure.
was for me too. But it ran very well on Switch too. It was completely voice acted also, just like all of the outright games tend to be. So I didn't have to read anything. It's read to me. Felt nice.
that.
It
We
felt
love
so
that.
nice. I felt like a little kid again being read like a story.
Is it based on like the cartoon that everybody is like obsessed with, or is it
I
the
guess
old My Little
so.
Pony?
No, I think it's
Okay.
based on the new cartoon. I think the characters are because it was basically like watching like a little like an episode is what I
Yeah.
felt like when I was watching it.
Nice.
But very good, very well put together, and I would recommend even at the price, full price, because it's only like $40, where some
good.
other games, like the Dragons game I played, was like $60. So if you get it full price, I would recommend it, especially if your kid likes My Little Pony. So that's my adult review of My Little Pony.
That's what I was gonna ask. Like, who is it for? Like, is there like a nostalgia that you have for My Little Pony?
I think for like Bratz, My Little Pony,
Yeah.
those are like nostalgia for me, and that's why I wanted to play them. And like Dragons, like it was the same, because like How to Train Your Dragon, like that movie and those movies, like I watched those movies and really liked those.
Yeah.
So I kind of pick and choose what games I decide to play from outright games. Like I'm not gonna go play like Coco Melon. Like that's not for
Oh,
me.
that's a shame. How could that even exist? My goodness gracious. They spent about $4 on the animation for that entire show. Like, and for any parent out there, you know
Laughing all the way
Coco
to the
Melon.
bank.
Oh my gosh. Totally. It's just ridiculous. Ah, I don't like it.
If a series, like a loved series, I think Shrek might be an example. I don't know. Like if they keep continuing the story, like eventually if it's a TV show, it's always in that style that's like not great, like that
like-
Coco Melon, style type of graphics.
The first time I saw it, I didn't realize it was a thing. I thought it was like something on YouTube that like some university student was making in their computer like graphics course or something like that. I thought it was like a side project.
Poland.
It turns out it was like this multi-billion-dollar property that like everybody watches, has millions and millions, tens of millions of views, every little clip of it on YouTube. Like it's a huge Coco Melon is a huge thing, man. Holy cow. I'm so glad.
Yeah, one of my
Coco Melon.
one of my friends, like I think her daughter, she's like 3 or 4. She
Yeah.
loves
Oh
that
yeah,
show.
great for 3. Yeah, totally. And then
But
when they
I
turn
wasn't gonna
4,
play it.
you say, "Welcome to the real world, 4-year-old. We ain't got no Coco Melon for you anymore. It's gone.
Yeah.
No way."
Watching Bluey now.
Seriously, that's the thing.
Great show.
Bluey is
Yeah.
genuinely
Bluey,
excellent. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, it's up
Yeah,
there like with
nephews-
Pixar for adults
Yeah.
and kids. Like it's shout out to friggin' Bluey, man.
Shoutouts to
Leave it to the
Bluey.
Australians to figure it out for us,
They know how
I'm
to do it.
I'm hoping that there's like a Bluey game, because I am gonna play that probably if that ever comes out.
Totally. It's got to be a Blue's Clues game as well, right? Is there a Blue's Clues game?
Probably.
I'm
Like
sure.
it's the whole show is a game. It'd be a
watch
great point and click
the trailer
adventure.
for the Blues Clues movie that they're doing?
Oh, I know they're all
Did you
coming
see that?
back. Yeah.
They're all coming back, and like it got me a little emotional. Like
Oh,
when,
yeah.
when like Steve,
Steve.
like
I'm
Steve, Joe, and
whoa, dude, yeah, it's like
there a
it's
third
all
one?
the.
There's a new one, right?
Josh
Yeah,
is the new
it's-
one.
Josh.
Okay, yeah, that's it.
I mean, I don't know.
I mean, whatever his name is.
Whatever.
I mean,
that
I don't
guy.
follow Blue's
mean,
Clues.
he's
I don't know.
Very handsome and obviously very fit. Not that I'd notice that sort of thing.
Oh my god. Not
Bluey
Sean,
looks good.
like starstruck over
Whatever,
Josh
man.
from Blue's Clues.
He's
Huge
got a
fan.
nice voice, nice
Can I say?
smile.
He
You know,
knows
he
these
gets
things.
along with Mr. and Mrs. Salt. It's a good time for everybody.
What about Paprika?
Oh, man.
Tangled Blues Clues web we weave.
What are
Oh
we
my
even talking
God.
about, you guys? Like,
Who
we're
knows?
back from holidays. The last thing anybody heard on this feed was our Game of the Year conversation, which was like 3.5 hours
That was
long.
super fun, though.
It was amazing.
It was.
Really fun.
Very
Yeah.
fun.
Actually, here I'll be quick because I've been playing so many video games.
Oh,
Like,
good.
So many video games. And this ties into Game of the Year because I was doing the same thing you were, Sean. I was in crunch mode, cram session.
Yep.
So I played an essentially 100%ed Cult of the Lamb, Tunic, Lil Gator game, and then just played Tales of Iron, which I also essentially
Backtrackers.
100%ed. That's the new Backtrackers game. We're meeting up this weekend on the 7th, 11 a.m. Eastern, in the Backtrackers channel. Would love to see anybody that wants to join for that. It was super, super fun, difficult. Immediately turned the difficulty down to easy. Pretty much like an hour in, and I have no regrets about it because otherwise I really enjoyed the game. It's like, did y'all grow up with Redwall? Did
No.
y'all know what Redwall is?
No.
Redwall
No.
is like a fantasy series. It was I was introduced to it via the cartoon that was in like the early 90s or something. But it's essentially like these like fantasy, like these mice that have like swords and do magic and stuff.
I love it.
And it's so good. Anyway, Tales of Iron is like that, but it's by way of like Game of Thrones. Like it's not friendly. It's like dark and like gritty.
So, like, have you seen that series, like the movie, like Secret of Nim?
Yeah.
So is it like that?
Redwall has Secret of Nim vibes, where it could be kind of dark or whatever, but it was mostly like kid friendly. Tales of Iron, not kid friendly. Tales of Iron is like a gritty. This is like Game of Thrones, but with rats and frogs. Is basically what Tales of Iron is, and super fun. And I think it might still be on sale also.
Sale.
And really enjoyed it, man. Like had a great time. I'm really excited to chat about it with the backtrackers.
What even is it? I didn't jump in on this one. I was super unfamiliar with it. This is whose pick was it, by the way? Was it Delroy's pick?
It was Delroy's pick.
Yeah.
And it is a 2D like, I guess Souls-like, kind of.
Okay.
It has like some Souls influence to it. But it's an action RPG. You're picking up gear. You're, outfitting your little like rat king guy. And it almost, I don't know if you ever played that game Salt and Sanctuary.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
It reminds me of that. Like it
Nice.
totally reminds me of that. Like 2D, like Dark Souls in 2D, but you're playing as like a rat. And I don't know, like it has a really cool story to it. Like I love the visuals and the soundtrack. One thing that it does that's funny, the entire thing is narrated actually by the guy who does Geralt from The Witcher.
Oh,
So
cool.
he narrates the entire game.
Well, you
And-
sold me right there.
Yeah. He does it from a wooden bathtub.
Oh gosh, give me that bathwater, please.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Oh no. We'll just skip through that.
We were talking about Cocomelon and Blue's Clues a second ago.
Listen, we're all over the place. This is what you get from the Nintendo Drive.
I guess so.
Yeah.
I like it.
So he narrates it. But ironically, Arcade Paradise he is also in, which was another Backtrackers game. So this dude's just become like the unofficial Backtrackers,
I like it.
like voiceover guy. So anyway, but it's funny because when you're talking to the rats, they make rat noises. Like he narrates what they're saying, but they like sound like little rats. Like they have little rat squeaks and things like that.
Aw.
It's very good. It's the game was great. I thoroughly enjoyed it. And it's also pretty short. I think I beat it at like 6 hours and there's stuff you can do after. And that took me another like 2 hours. I basically 100%ed it in like 7-8 hours.
Did you turn down the difficulty on Tunic too?
1000%. There was there is a part of Tunic that was so hilarious. Don't even get me started on Tunic because I actually think that the game is really cool. It is at once one of the coolest games I think I've ever played in my life. But that game is like way too demanding for what it asks of the player. Yeah. Like the combat is so soft that like anytime you're doing anything more than just like one-on-one combat, it's like bad. Like it's awful. And so there was a point in the game, and I'll say this vaguely, but there was a part in the game where it was like, hey, how about you fight 7-8 enemies at a time, all of them have rifles and they're shooting at you from a distance, and how about you go ahead and do this while the area is filled with these stones that take away your total life. Like, and it's not even just taking health that you can heal, like your life bar goes down.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, yeah, no, guess what? We're gonna turn on the invincibility for this section, and we're not gonna feel bad about it. So yeah, 1000% did that. So yeah.
Not to get too much into like New Year's resolutions, but like I had so many enlightened moments at the end of last year because I had closed my mind to Neon White, or I heard a thing and I was like, nah, I'm not going to do that. So, so I don't want to do the whole like I hear one thing and go, not for me. But I am looking down at this release schedule of games coming for 2023, and it's bonkers. There's more games this year than probably any game or any year before. And I want to play Tunic, but goodness gracious, that sounds terrible. Like, that does not sound like a good time at all. So, like, what am I supposed to do with this? I'm right back where I started.
If you're gonna play it, and I would say this to anybody out there, don't, because the game, it's so complicated, because it really is cool. Yeah. Like, the game has got so many really cool moments, and there are like moments that made my jaw drop. And like the game has this awesome like manual. It doesn't hold your hand at all. It never like explicitly tells you things, but that's kind of like to the game's detriment. And if you ever find yourself getting, my advice would be, if you do play it, if you find yourself getting to that point where you're like, George is getting upset, like just go into the options and just like swallow the gamer pride, go into the options and just like turn on the invincibility mode, get through the section you're going to get through, whatever. Like just do it. Like who cares? You know what I mean? Like if and I know the whole logic is like, I want to play the way the developer intended me to play. Well, the developer probably intended you to enjoy yourself when you played their game.
Oh yeah,
you know,
they want you to finish the game, and you played that
Yeah.
on Switch too, right?
I did play it on Switch, yeah, and I actually thought it ran like pretty well. I know it runs way better everywhere else, of course, but
Yeah.
but for it being on Switch, like it actually ran pretty smoothly. I felt like it was, you know, it's probably like 30 frames or whatever, but I thought it ran perfectly fine.
It looked really good the little bit that I saw you play on stream too. It just reminded me like just of the style, like the Link's Awakening, like the redo
big
that they
time.
did. Yeah, and I have that game, and so I debated getting Tunic, so maybe I'll pick it up this year. We'll see. But
Yeah.
I have no problem switching to baby mode because
Turn it straight on.
I
Who
play.
cares?
I completed My Little Pony. Like, what do you expect out of here? Like, that Dragons game was actually a little tough. I had to beat that. It took me 3 tries before I beat the boss on the like How to Train Your Dragon like game. So
Yeah.
baby
Yeah,
mode
well,
right away probably for me on Tunic.
And like you were saying, Sean, like the release schedule though, kind of where I'm at with it, because you know I know people are gonna like, you know, flame me for this or whatever, but I'm not a huge Fire Emblem guy. So the next game that I'm playing on Switch probably is Theater Rhythm in mid-February.
Yeah.
So I've got like a good month and a half of like downtime for Switch. So I'm actually just playing PS5 games right now, which is weird because I have this huge backlog of PS5 games because I've just been
Nice.
doing nothing but Nintendo games for so long. So like today it's like, hi, I'm going to finally play Miles Morales.
Yes.
You know, like stuff like that. So yeah, that's been super fun.
When does the Fire Emblem game come out?
20th.
February?
No, this
No,
month.
like a
Oh,
couple
this
weeks.
month.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Yep.
snap.
I still have 3 houses on the shelf behind me unopened. So it's
Okay,
like, no,
so
I'm not going to get engaged.
I think I might have asked this question in a previous episode, but I don't recall. Hello, Pigeon Brain. Can I play this new Fire Emblem without have played any of the others? Is it kind of like Xenoblade in that way?
Yep, totally.
Okay.
Yeah. This one has a little bit of, well, from what it looks like, the big gimmick with this one is you can like summon characters from previous Fire Emblem games, but story-wise though, I don't think it's going to like matter.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Because like I don't know what it is about the blue red like split hair, but I'm like I want this game just because of that one.
I wasn't
character
sure where
trait.
you were going with that. I thought
Yeah,
you were
me
just
neither. I thought-
where, because like
Listen, I've talked about bathwater once. You know, we're gonna talk about hair now. I'm loving the red blue split hair, like down
I'm
the butt crack
captivated by the
part.
art style. Yeah. Wait, what?
Yeah, it looks beautiful.
The butt
It
crack
looks
The
part.
butt crack. I'm like, what did you say?
I have it too.
What
It's
did you
fine.
say?
Yeah.
I love anime. That's like something that always takes me
Right.
back. And so anything in any style, like that anime, manga style,
Yeah.
like I automatically like want to play it.
Yes.
And it looks so beautiful to me that I just want to play it. Like even if I don't
Lock
finish it, and I probably won't finish it because hello, I don't finish games unless it's My Little Pony. However, that it just looks too gorgeous not to play it.
want
And
you-
I,
Lockless, I want you
What?
to play Neon White so bad.
Yep.
God.
If I
I'm
like
I'm
send
gonna
you,
struggle. I'm gonna be
hang
like
on.
going.
If I
like,
send
can
you
see-
money to buy Neon White, will you play Neon White?
I mean, if
I-
you do that, then I guess I have to,
Okay.
right?
I'm gonna do that.
Lockless, you
want
need like a
this
P.O.
so
box
bad.
or something because we're all sending you stuff.
I want to
need
see
money for
Lockwood
neon
play.
white.
I want to see it so
clearly
bad,
Clearly, I need a new camera. Like, there's so many things going on.
It's like $20.
Yeah.
There may be something on its way to you,
Oh
Lockwood.
jeez. I should never have sent you my.
I was
mailing
hoping it
address.
would be there by today's episode, but we might have to wait till next week. But
Oh snap!
The Christmas holidays, the whole like winter storm that came through. I still have to mail off
oh my
like
gosh,
belated Christmas
yeah.
cards. I like delayed sending them because I knew the weather would be awful.
Yeah.
But very quickly before we go into other things, I just want to send a reminder out to everyone. Merch is a thing, and you
Merch.
only have till the end. We're in January now. You only have till the end of January to get the Patreon like voted T-shirt. The Murford, I almost said the actual thing. The Murford and
get us
Sean's to get the Murford and Sean's T-shirt. So if you like it, you have until the end of January. As soon as that last day of January midnight hits, I will be awake. I will be like, nope, no more
I will
orders.
hit it with a hammer.
yep, TNT.
So you have till 11:59
TNT.
at the end of this month to get that in, and that's Central Time. So if you're somehow in a different time zone than me, then
You just took an hour away
might
from
be
the
in
people on the East Coast. They're like, we thought we had that extra hour. Mine's on its
Nope.
way. I've ordered mine. It's coming. So
better get it now. I need to order mine
I've
too.
ordered mine.
I mean,
Me too. I need that. I need to see. I just want to see like at Extra Life next year a sea of Murford and Sean's.
oh
my
my
God.
gosh, yes.
I want it, and you know what? If we can make that happen, because I do want to find a way to bring my guitar with me, I will do
Yes.
a Murford and Sean's version of a song by the band that we paired. I'm not going to say.
Yes. Oh my gosh,
know.
man.
I might. Okay, I'm seeing a couple in chat in regards to the time. Like, I might wait until like 5 a.m. the next day. Well, 5 a.m.
Nah.
Please, I'm not up at 5 a.m. But you
They
have
got
till the
plenty
end of the
time.
month.
They got time.
Yeah,
Look,
no.
You have,
We're
you
gonna have like
time.
a countdown on our Twitter and stuff. We're gonna have like that
Yeah,
clock
they-
counting down, and then
I
that's
have
it.
I've got a legitimate calendar reminder, y'all. So just keep that in mind. Keep your pocketbooks nearby, your wallets, whatever you have, your purse.
Your,
All the-
yeah, your PDAs.
Change first.
Your PayPal, have it saved, all the things.
I'd love for people to like order their merch by like ripping something out of the back of a magazine and sending it in with a check and
Oh
getting
my
it like 6
gosh.
months later.
Oh man, that'd be so good.
As long as you order it before the end of the month.
Exactly, as long as it's post dated
Yeah.
by the end of the month, then we'll honor it. Good God, how did we even function as a society before? You know,
Isn't it wild?
like I remember people writing personal checks for their groceries.
My mom still does that.
That's a thing still.
My mom has personal checks. She still uses
But like to
them.
buy groceries, like okay,
Yes.
did you find everything you needed? That'll be $72.50,
Yes.
and it's a personal check.
My
Okay,
mom's like,
perfect.
you need to order more checks. I'm like, Mom,
Oh
we
my
have PayPal, we have
gosh.
Venmo, I don't even have to put my card in. I literally tap it
Yeah,
on the screen.
I don't
remember
even carry
when-
my wallet
when-
with me.
When debit and credit cards like first came out, they used to have this like big machine, you know, clunk, and you'd take like a carbon copy of it
Yep.
and stuff. Like that was wild. It was wild, dude.
Those were the days. Seth, you said something a little bit earlier, and I want to see. I might have another cramming session ahead of myself.
Okay.
Maybe I'm just going to do this for the rest of the year. I just said on the Pants Patreon podcast.
Just always stay cramming.
I just said I'm like I can't be doing that. It's not sustainable. Not even 24 hours. That's exclusive for Patreon people at the $3 tier and up. If you want to hear what the heck I'm talking about over there, but I also think I function best in that case. So
Right.
you had mentioned that Fire Emblem comes out on January 20th, and I was looking up this one of my favorite websites for releases. If anybody has other suggestions, I'm open to it. But GameInformer.com/2023, easy to remember. I go to it all the time. Last year was 2022/2022. I'm looking at this now, and I think that is really the only game on my radar. Persona 4 Golden comes out the day before, so that's some. You just finished Persona 4 the day before, and then jump into
Right.
Fire Emblem. But I might just have a look at maybe finishing one RPG before I can do Fire Emblem. But we'll see.
Oh snap.
But I just fired up, like I just complained all about Pokemon, so do I have to do Pokemon? Quagmire will have my head if I don't finish Xenoblade at any time. I think there's a bet going on of whether I'm going to finish this game. So
Well,
I've
none
got
of
like
y'all
a
are-
little window. I've got a window.
I'm glad y'all don't take bets of me finishing games because
Oh, you're it'll come.
be
It'll
on the
come.
losing
It'll
side
happen.
because
It'll happen.
it's probably 100%.
I need somebody to take
the
the pressure off me a little bit.
I'll probably play Dead Space Remake. I'm not 100% sold on that yet, though, but I'm looking at that. But otherwise, dude, I'm like, January's kind of empty for me, to be honest. So I'm just like, let's play games from 4 years ago.
I've got like a short list of games. I did like a whole I posted a video every day last week through
Cozy
Sunday.
week.
Yeah, it was Luckleth Cozy Week. So I posted a video every day. Little Gator Game was in that list. My Little Pony. So if you want to see some of those, it's on my channel. But some of those are like easy wins, like the games that I played. So I think I'll probably play those. I still have like Stray I need to finish.
It's not long. You can finish
Cult
that
of the
real quick.
Lamb. But I'm not doing any content this week, so unless you see me here on Carpool, you probably won't see my face. So hello. If you're here because of me, you'll only see me. You'll only see me over here this week. I'm not doing any of my own content. I'm kind of taking a break this week.
Yeah.
This is my
Good for you,
vacation. After
Yeah, good for
posting
you, man.
daily, I've never posted daily before, but that's hard,
Yeah.
y'all. Let me just take a sip. That's hard.
Shout out to Robbie Bobby Miller in the chat, going back to the checks. He says it's all about the balance sheets at the back of the checkbooks. Like, do
Yeah,
you
everyone's
remember
been
that?
talking
Gosh.
about everyone's been talking about checks since we mentioned it. Apparently,
That's
it's a hot
awesome.
topic.
Yeah.
Hot topic. God bless, I can't talk.
Yeah, speaking of merch.
The Hot Topic merch.
Yeah, they got
do we,
there.
Do we want to? Dude, speaking of merch, do we want to talk about the Skylanders?
Oh.
Yeah.
Do we want
Oh,
to talk about this,
please.
Sean?
Yeah,
Oh my
rumors,
goodness
rumors,
gracious! So
rumor
I've
alert.
not been playing enough games, but I have been getting organized. Okay, people definitely need to check out my conversation on We the GamerCast. It's where I have sweet hangs with strangers from the internet. Had a chat with our good friend Drellesh, and one of the things that he touched on was making space for something new. Is kind of the short way, and not nearly as poetic and just lovely as the way he puts it. So I looked over my closet, which it looks very similar to the shelving unit behind me that you all see, full of toys and very specific toys, Skylanders toys. You guys, we have, and they're really mainly Chelsea, my wife. She went nuts with this game. We have literally hundreds of Skylanders. Many of which are still in the box, and that's what was on display in my closet. I've now relocated them. I was nice and smart with them. They're all in the good place, but still in their boxes. Nice shout outs, by the way. Some are exclusive to Target in Canada. Like that's how long ago this was. We had Target for about 6 months, maybe a couple minutes at most. And we have some were exclusive to Toys R Us, Target, or Walmart or whatever. And I gotta say, there's not a lot that we really brag about around here in the Capri household, but that Skylanders collection, pretty good. She has every single one from the first Skylanders game. So
Wow.
when I saw this rumor that Activision might be teasing a remaster, I think it was Brendan Myers who tagged us on this. I'm like, dude, I was just I was dusting them off, I was cleaning them, I was honoring what was, and I was kind of finding a new home for them. And I was like, what perfect timing, because. And also, we're playing Rock Band with the kids, so the whole, whatever that was, mid-2000s, all the plastic that we had just bought, Toys to Life,
Totally.
plastic musical toys and stuff.
Is that a Wii game?
It was
Right.
on Wii, 360,
everything.
PS3, and then, they kind of carried on into Xbox One, PS4.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because
Wii U.
my husband did a delayed Christmas gift for us, kind of as a surprise, and we have a Wii now in the house.
Oh,
Nice.
nice.
I haven't had one or played on one since I was a child. Well, a child and in high school, I guess. My parents were the ones that had the last one that we had. And he bought a pack of random. It came with a bunch of random games, and Skylanders was one of them.
Nice.
It is honestly, it's magical, and I can't wait. I'm hoping that my kids will be kind of the age where they can appreciate that sort of thing, because it's what we all dreamt of when, I don't know, maybe it's just me. When I was a kid, if you could take a toy and put it in the game,
Yeah.
just
It's literal magic. Literal magic. We played, we were more hardcore with Disney Infinity,
so good.
which is the same thing.
Yep.
We still have all of the little figurines
I love that. Yeah.
just in a bag, but now I'm going to have to buy some Skylanders since we have the game over here. I'm gonna have to hit up.
Cool
I gotta
things.
hit up the store before it's actually announced somewhere, and they like jack up those prices.
So here's what's funny about this actual like rumor, because I guess what had happened was somebody had got like a Activision survey or something like that was talking about this would be a compilation of remasters of I think the first 3 Skylanders games, and the big kicker is that it wouldn't require the use of the figures.
Right.
So, and this is not uncommon because Starlink did the same thing.
Yep.
Starlink was that like, flight sim kind of like, Fisher Price No Man's Sky a little bit. And it was actually super good. I liked it quite a bit. But it had that kind of mode where you could buy the digital like deluxe version or whatever and not have to use the figures on it. So it looks like they're kind of gonna take a similar approach to this one. So yeah, Game Positive here in the chat on youtube.com/carpoolgaming shouts out Starlink. That's it. Oh, Sean's here with his Skylanders. Yeah. Oh snap!
He's got something.
I forgot that I was thinking about. This is gonna sound
forgot.
so weird.
I forgot that I was thinking about.
I was thinking. I was. Usually it's Lachlan's physical, but now it's time
there
for
you
Sean's
go.
physical.
There it is.
Because there's still a couple accessible here. Like you said, like the first room, like dude, Giants is excellent, and I've got a little legendary bouncer here. This was an exclusive at Toys R Us. This is amazing. And you know what I should probably do? Because Skylanders is very special for Chelsea and I just want to say this. It was when we first started dating, these games were coming out, and she was really quite like head over heels with this game. And we went out searching for stuff. It wasn't until a couple games came out that we would get one from like Amazon. Like we always went to an EB Games, or we found it in person. We went to a Toys R Us. We really hunted these things down. And Giants, for whatever reason, it spoke to me, even though the game wasn't for me. Like these figures are incredible. And I made her a comic about Skylanders. And I gave her a whole bunch of Skylanders for Christmas one year. And the comic was like one character was going around her condo finding and like gathering more Skylanders to go fight this conflict with Professor Chaos or whatever his name is. So I had taken pictures around her condo and then drew the various characters that I had gotten for her. So every time the episode or whatever would come to an end, she would then open up and get that character. It was like
that's so good.
Pretty amazing. I never actually finished it. Like it's not completely done, but like the drawings took me a very long time, and it's all on PDF. So I should share this, I think. Maybe it'll be a Patreon exclusive thing because it's very cool, and I've been wanting to go back to it.
I want to see it. I want to see it because I could just imagine you like doodling, like.
Yeah, I'll show it to you guys. It's
taking your time, making it all customizable.
Then I scanned it.
Man.
I took the pictures, then I scanned it, and then put it into
when we used to scan things in.
Yeah, exactly.
I love this. So let me ask you this, Sean, because if this is real and this comes out, do you feel like slighted in any way?
No.
That like it's not even going to require like you're just like cool. Skylanders
To be honest,
is back.
I kind of would. Well, I have a feeling, and this is maybe just me getting my hopes up, but like maybe there's still a way. It wouldn't require, but if you have them, then maybe then
you could use
the portals are all USB. Like they can work.
Yeah.
There's also they had a couple great. It would just extort you, just totally an assault on your wallet, right? Because they had all these different versions of the game. There was like the regular and then the dark edition. And if you got it on Wii U, they came with a Donkey Kong or Bowser one as well. It's like, what? It was even before Amiibo or maybe around Amiibo. So we bought all of it. And I just want it back. I think Skylanders, it's just too bad it got so commercialized and like it's so money hungry and very like classic Activision Guitar Hero. We're going to put out a Guitar Hero every single year. But the games were really good, especially when they were inventive like they were with Giants, and I think Swap Force is the third one.
Swap Force was so cool.
Yeah. Really cool stuff.
What a neat idea.
Yeah. So whatever, bring it back. You know, I'm very nostalgic for that kind of stuff. The music is great, and Spyro lived on. That was the connection. It's like Skylanders isn't totally new. It's Spyro. It's Spyro's adventure.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was wondering because we'd never played Skylanders because we were more so on the Disney Infinity side. But my least favorite thing about Disney Infinity was like, even though it's cool, like to kids, it's like magic. It's like it's another thing I have to dust on a shelf, like.
Yep.
is me being an adult, which is like, oh God, it's just another thing I need to dust. Like we have so many Disney Infinity. We have all the Marvel, we have all the Star Wars, we have Monsters Inc. We've got all of them. Like I don't know which ones we're missing. Like we have so many Disney Infinity characters that if they did the same with that with that game, I probably would not be upset. Like I would play it because the nostalgia is still there, probably because it was early on in our relationship, my husband and myself, to play that game too. So I don't think I would be upset, but I could see how the magic would kind of just not be as much there for the kids.
Well, I'll tell you why the magic died for me on that stuff is because I worked in video game retail this time.
Oh yeah.
And that was terrible. And the people
jeez.
that would be like obsessive about Skylanders, dude, they would be banging down your door 8 o'clock in the morning. There was a guy with Lego Dimensions. I kid you not. He would buy the new Lego Dimensions set, and he brought a tackle box, like for fishing, that he kept his Legos in. And that was he would bring it in with him, and he would get his tackle box and like open it up on the counter, see what he has, compare it to what we have in stock. It was like wild. And I just like, yeah. I mean, I know I was that guy for Amiibo, so like I sympathize, but like having to be on the other side of the counter for that was, yeah.
Not a tackle box, please.
Oh yeah.
Not a
big
tackle
old
box.
blue and white tackle box. I remember
my
it. It's
God.
burned into my memory, dude.
What is Sean?
If Sean's coming back with a tackle box,
I
I'll
swear
give him
to
credit.
God.
It's
I have a
stuck.
tackle-
It is a tackle box. It's stuck in the top of my closet. I couldn't
Holy
get it
moly.
out. We have many
Holy
tackle
moly.
boxes, and it wasn't even empty. I really wanted to grab it, but I was gonna come back 10 minutes later.
Like when you said tackle box, like I have one too, but it has like charcoal, like art supplies in it. It's not like for
Oh no, this dude had little
gaming
Lego
or,
pieces.
like,
Oh yeah, that
Toys.
was a good idea. That's a great idea. They don't like scratch up on each other and everything. You can stack them and they clip onto each other. Like it's a good idea. It's right there. I'll get it by some. No. Maybe the post show.
Post show.
Yeah,
Post
post
show,
show.
yeah.
God, yeah, post show. There you go.
Sweaty from just running around here. I'm like reaching up over there. And some of the stuff, like I found a new home for it. It's not going there anywhere. It's just unused space. Oh, Skylanders. Yes, bring it back, please, God. But yeah, it brought
Hopefully
out the
it's
worst in
real.
humanity, Seth. I'm
For sure.
I'm with you on that.
For sure.
Everything changed for Chelsea and I when we were at a GameStop or EB Games one time. We saw a mom basically like buy one of everything on the shelf. And we're like, what are you doing? And she's like, well, now I'm covered for Christmas and birthdays and whatever else. I'm like, this woman's a genius. Like that changed
Yeah.
everything. Mm-hmm. That's
When
what
they
we can
know,
do.
when they know what you like.
Yeah.
Easy.
But we're not
I can't
here
believe they didn't
just
do that
to-
for Pokemon.
That's true. That's true.
I'm glad they didn't.
You got to catch all the Skylanders, but they could have, and they like. I thought
They could
Amiibo was
have.
it. I thought Amiibo was the thing. Like, all right, I guess we'll just have like a
The
Pokemon
cards,
run.
the Pokemon cards are enough. Like they don't need to
Yeah. That's
true.
expand. Like that's plenty. I've
Yeah, I'm good on
wasted.
that, dude.
Yeah.
I still have all my cards, but like looking back at it now, like I feel like I wasted so much money on it.
I mean,
But we're not here just to talk about collecting things. We're also here to talk about predictions, Sean. Predictions.
predictions.
The new year. I have yet to write down 2023 predictions.
Predictions.
Almost
Predictions.
got
No,
me to spit out my
Sean's like
coffee.
me.
Predictions. Holy
Lachlan's
moly.
getting all French over here. I'm just like, but that's my name.
I do a podcast.
Gree. Oh,
Grease.
Grease.
Caprice.
it's Gree like French. Like, no,
Oh,
Sean.
man.
Predictions. We're here to talk about predictions. And
Predictions.
Before we go into past, well, I guess we should start with the past, right? Probably.
Yes. Yes.
Start with the past. Sean, I'll let you take it away since you were technically here for that. Seth and I are kind of newer in this
Yeah.
regard, so
Welcome in.
I'll let you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Welcome
Thank
in.
I'll let you take it away.
Well, I will say that I think this idea actually came from Brian Murford. Ryan Turford, my co-host on the Xbox Drive, really enjoys making the first episode of these shows. A bit of a prediction. We'll do something else around E3 as well as kind of the thing. And as podcasters, obviously, we can see into the future. We're tapped into all of the information sources. So we're going to conjure up our best knowledge and
We got
foretell the
Sports
future.
Almanac, dude. We got the Sports Almanac from Back to the Future.
Back to the Future.
There you go.
Mm-hmm.
Take it to the bank.
Totally just rewriting space time. So yeah, last year Kato and I did this, and it might have been the first time that we did. I don't remember if we did it the year before, but we wrote them down, and we actually got into the habit of this we would make proclamations, and sometimes you do this on a podcast and you go, you think because you're just saying it on a recorded thing or it's going to be on the internet that locks you in well enough. And like, no, we do this far too much and nobody remembers anything. So we started holding each other to task on this. What's that?
I was going to say, this is why like Seth has his 6-minute Mario lore out there. Because he said it's on a podcast. Okay, sorry. It threw you off.
Right. But you got to, like, this is where the whiteboard really started to come into play. But last year, Kato and I, we locked in our 2023 predictions. And I knew as soon as it was done, like, it was over for her. And yeah, we did reach out to Kato. Unfortunately, schedules didn't work out. It was great to have her join us on the Game of the Year conversation, which was awesome. Yeah. But unfortunately, we couldn't have her here tonight. But the benefit is she can't defend herself because I'm just going to go, what were you thinking, Kato?
Kato. The beef. I'm trying. It's the beef. It's the beef. That's why she's not here.
That was where the beef started. That's right. That's right.
She was like, I don't want to come back just to get.
How dare?
This is like
Pretty
the
much.
Red
She
Wedding
knew.
or something.
Yeah.
I don't want to do this.
Seth, do you want to run through?
It's a trap.
Do you want to run through what she predicted? So I'm just not talking the entire time here. Yeah.
Sure. Okay, so
be the Kato of this conversation, Seth.
Yeah. Okay. So Kato's predictions.
Kato.
Yeah, bearded Kato.
The bearded potato.
There you go.
I've been called worse things. Kato's predictions started off, and I do feel bad for her because a lot of these, she was kind of, doomed from the start. Because the first prediction here is Breath of the Wild 2 gets slated for the November holiday title. Sean cackling.
God, it's not your turn yet. It's not your turn.
Well, I kind of wanted to go, at least on this one, we could go back and forth on this one, maybe. Because we did this, like, I can't remember who went first. It might have been her, and then I responded to say, Breath of the Wild.
That's why it wasn't fair, because she went first.
Perhaps I would have said that. We'd actually written it down.
No.
So she said definitely November holiday, and I said it will get a date for 2023, and I crushed that.
Sean was right.
Sean was right.
Mm-hmm. Now, she was technically right with her second one, saying, and this is, to be fair, kind of a bit of a softball prediction.
Yeah.
Rumors about a new system continue to circulate, but no announcements for one. Which, was, technically true. She did get that one.
Yep.
To be fair. Right?
Well, and at the time, especially, I think it seemed like it was imminent. And anytime these rumors kind of popped up, it's like, well, they'll be announcing it any moment. So I will. It is a softie, but also I think it's also equal to me saying Breath of the Wild isn't going to come out this year.
Sure.
So yeah, we'll give her that.
It's one of those 50-50. It's like I'm gonna walk outside. It's a 50% chance of rain.
30% chance it's already raining.
Yeah. So okay, next one, and this one I really don't know what she was thinking on this one, to be fair. And all the love in the world to Kato, but Mario Kart 9 gets announced.
Let me just say, I'm not a part of this, Kato, if you're listening. I'm not a part of this. It's these
Block
two.
was like, I'm not trying to burn any bridges.
I'm just here. I just work here, y'all.
All the love in the world to Kato, but Mario Kart 9 gets announced for 2023. There was no shot of that ever happening. Yeah. There just wasn't.
Not only did that not happen, we've got 18 months of DLC to be looking forward to.
In fact, Mario Kart 8 will still be going on in 2023. Mm-hmm. So, there's that. There's that. Donkey Kong, which was also something I predicted for last year. I was kind of hoping for Donkey Kong, and I've been predicting Donkey Kong every year for the past 5 years. But yeah, Donkey Kong sadly didn't happen. And then her final prediction was Dragon Quest Builders 3. Which I actually think was a solid prediction. I think there's a non-zero chance of that happening. It just didn't happen last year. I wouldn't be shocked to see that at basically any given time. So I think that was a solid prediction, but sadly did not come to pass.
I appreciate and I think you're going to get this from me this year, obviously because the strategy is so great, where you just want to will things into existence. I think that's what a lot of that was.
1000%.
Yeah. Okay, so I was 1 for 1 at the start. Breath of the Wild gets a 2023. Oh, wait. What did Kato get? She got Breath of the Wild.
She got one.
She got one.
Basically. Yeah.
Is that what we're doing? Like, not even part? Okay, yeah. So she gets one.
1 out of 5.
My first one, I was right. Breath of the Wild got a 2023 date. My second prediction was the next Direct will be in February. I was 1,000% right on that.
That was a softball.
You think so?
That was a softball prediction, yeah. I actually did the research, and I have this written here on my notes because I do want to talk about... I think we have a question regarding the next Direct. There has been a February Direct basically every year for the past decade. So, you know...
Good
like
for
that
me,
was
right?
probably going to happen.
I was like, and nobody called me out on that, by the way.
So yeah, that was going to happen.
This is what I wanted to exist. Switch OLED Lite. I wanted an upgrade. That would be amazing, and I would definitely buy that.
I wish.
I just said Persona 4 Golden, which did get announced, and we just mentioned it's coming out this year. So that was a thing, and again, that should not have been very obvious, I don't think, at the time.
No.
Right,
not
it's
at the time.
PlayStation exclusive. Persona's not going anywhere else, but wouldn't it be great? But yeah, here we are. Persona 4 Golden, by the way, is excellent, and people should definitely be playing that very soon. Who was it who just said that they haven't played a Persona game in the Discord? Was that Kevin Locklith?
I haven't either.
Oh,
no.
you guys.
Yeah. Persona 4 and
Are we
5.
surprised that I
gotta
haven't?
play it.
Persona 4, like I love Persona 5 is my favorite, but Persona 4 is like, I mean, it's like it's like if Persona 5 is a 10, Persona 4 Golden is like a 9.9. Like they're neck and neck. Like they're both really good.
I feel like it depends on what you play first. Like at least from my experience, because I'm like, I fell so in love with Persona 4 Golden on the Vita. Like 5 was great, but I'm like, it's not the same people, you know?
Sure.
So it just, and the music, like it's great, but it's not the same as what I got used to. So, there. Persona 4 Golden. I did want ARMS 2 to be announced. This was my kind of like, all right, I laid up a softball with the Direct. And then the last one I predicted was games that were going to come out, and one of them was Strikers, Mario Strikers, and the other was Dr. Mario. And I'll tell you this much, I kind of wish I got that one completely wrong. I just wish that was a game that never came out, and they just never got right. So that was last year. So 1, I got right, 2, 2.5, I guess.
No, you got so Breath of the Wild, 2023. You got the next Direct in February. Yep,
it's pretty good.
Persona 4, yes. So 3.5. Yeah,
I'll take it.
Yeah.
I'll take it. Take it.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
3.5 out of 5.
Are you about to say take that, Kato?
Take that, Kato. Yeah, maybe. But I also at the exact same time, predictions never go this well, and we're about to lay down our predictions, and they just don't. You never know what's going to happen. Predicting for Nintendo is very tricky.
Oh, it's impossible.
Right?
You just got to have fun with it. You just got to have fun with it. It's impossible. Absolutely impossible. So, how do we want to get started here? Because I have a lot, and I don't want to just start spewing stuff out.
Yeah, because you have to. That's the thing about the 5. You can't just like throw. Just before I go to you, Locklith, my dad watches like NCIS and all these other shows, like these whodunit kind of things, and he'll sit there for the full hour going like, "This is definitely what's going to happen. And he throws out like every possible prediction, and by the end, he's like, "Told you." Nailed it. I'm like, you
at one point I said that.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. So you can't do that. No Papa Capri predictions out here.
All right. So are we gonna limit ourselves to 5? Is that what we're gonna do?
What do you think, Locklith? Locklith's got to come up with 2
more. Locklith has 3 predictions.
I have like 3, y'all. I could list out my 3, and we could talk about some of them. Like one of them, y'all probably have no idea what it even is. Okay. But the other 2, you might have, some things to say. I mean, it's nothing. I'm sure it's nothing new to hear. It's been heard before. But like y'all, like the audience knows, like I don't finish games. I have a pigeon brain, and like I'm on the side of cozy. I don't play every like AAA like title like that comes out. Like this is not. Sure. This is not my safe space, okay? I don't feel safe here. Just kidding. No, I feel safe. I feel plenty safe. But
They're treating me well. They're feeding me.
Blink twice if you're in danger.
Yeah.
No, I'm fine, y'all. Trust me, I'm fine. But I could only think of 3 things. Like this is the first time, like of even predicting stuff. Like, I just go with the wind, y'all. I just
Sure.
flow with the ocean, with the waves. I don't. I have low expectations going into anything. Okay, I don't have like these
love it.
high expectations. So this is very new.
That's
So
okay.
do not laugh at me. But
We
I will
won't.
say
See,
say my
that's
three.
part of the prediction episode that doesn't get recorded in the notes. All we write down is what you predicted. So
I
that's
know.
fine.
It's fine.
Because I
It's
bet
fine.
Kato said the
approach is
same thing
smarter.
last year.
No, your approach is smarter because I'm going to say some wild stuff tonight.
Let's go.
Listen.
So let's go.
Let me just spew off my three, and we can talk about it, and then y'all can go deep in thought, and I might have some responses to y'all's, but like I really don't have a lot to say. So number one. So you know how we have all these different NSO stuff.
Oh no, you're gonna take mine.
And I figured somebody else would have a similar one. And I figured Sean, you were probably the one. But like the Game Boy games
That's my number
for
one.
NSO. You know, we've got N64. We've got all these others. But where's the Game Boy? Where's the love?
Where's the Game Boy?
There's so many games that you can bring to the Switch via the Game Boy. So let's just bring that to NSO. Why not?
And it's been and that was like leaked quite some time ago, wasn't it? Like they have the app like working for Game Boy and Game Boy Advance. Like people found
Yeah.
it or something
Yeah,
like that.
yeah.
And like the list of games even. It's really just it's a matter of when, not if, honestly. Whenever this does. I think it's going to happen. Can we do like counter predictions? Like can I tack on this
You
isn't
can.
an official prediction
I
of mine.
mean,
I just want to put this into the ether. But
I can type it out for everyone.
Sure. I feel like this isn't an official prediction, but I feel like what they're going to do with this is we're going to see Game Boy and Game Boy Color this year for NSO, and we'll see Game Boy Advance later. Like I don't think they're going to do them both, side by side. Kevin says GameCube. That's never going to happen. That's just never going to happen. GameCube's too valuable. They're never going to give you that. They would rather remaster it and make you pay $60 for it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, that's too in regards to
Too
prices.
consumer friendly.
Yeah, like I'm going back and like buying Game Boy games, like or GameCube games. There's no way that they're bringing that. Game Boy, yes, because like you can get some for pretty cheap right now. So I think that's an easy win for them.
And I fired up NSO in front of my family over the holidays, and everybody was just like, "What is this?" Like, it's amazing. We often forget this because we're podcasting about stuff all the time. Like, we know the things, but like so many people, like my brother-in-law Jessica and my sister, they just got a Switch for the very first time for their kids, and they saw that and went like, "Oh my gosh!"
Yeah.
Like they had no clue. And I don't know that there's really been much of a time where Nintendo fans praise NSO. But if you just fire that, like I really encourage people to fire it up because I've been throwing extra games on my modded Super Nintendo Classic. I've got a modded 3DS now, and honestly, I'm wondering why I'm doing it because most, if not all, of the games I would put on a modded thing are on those services. Like we're in the 90 percentile, I would say. Like where instead of just where we could go, let's just get all the games, and you got hundreds. The quality of those games are great. And people were very surprised to see the Sega games on there as well. So it's
it's a huge
very
deal.
interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Game Gear, I mean, that could be what I would tackle onto that. Like what if Game Gear, Game Boy? I think that would be
wild.
neat.
If they,
I can see Game Gear before Game Boy actually, which would infuriate people.
Oh, that'd be wild. What would be really crazy is if they found a way to do like Sega Saturn or Sega Dreamcast games. That would be
Dreamcast, man, holy cow!
That would be next level. Saturn in particular, because a lot of those games are like lost, and so that'd be especially cool. That they had like a Dreamcast collection, I think, on Xbox 360, and like that's it.
Yeah,
like where are those games, man? So yeah, that'd be amazing.
McBale in the chat brings in a very good point. Will the Pokemon mainline games be there? That could be like the reason you buy NSO. Pokemon is that's the headline,
They could even put the Game Boy bit because there's so many like great games.
There really
via
are.
the Game Boy that they could even put that as the highest tier.
Well,
yeah,
maybe they could do it that way, but another thing I was thinking about too was if they put Game Boy, and Pokemon I think ties into this directly because we have more or less hit the ceiling of what we're realistically going to get from NES and Super Nintendo.
That's what I mean.
Yeah. So I feel like for the standard NSO, they probably want some kind of like ongoing value there. And I think what they might do, to the point about Pokemon, is if they put Pokemon Red, Blue, Yellow on there, and they want to incentivize you to upgrade to Expansion Pass, they have the interconnectivity between that and the Pokemon Stadium games, which we know are coming, right? So all of a sudden, you might have a functionality where if I have save data on my Switch, via NSO, I can transfer that into Pokemon Stadium just right there.
Yeah.
That'd be so cool. That'd be amazing.
Oh my god, Pokemon Stadium. My husband and I played it just the other day, like recently. We played it over Christmas break.
Those are coming this year. Confirmed.
Yeah, the amount of what do you call it? Like the names, like the announcers, like his quotes.
For sure.
Such a great
Mini
game.
games are so good.
Yeah. Oh yeah. They're actually, I would say, even better than the actual game itself. But
So is that part of your prediction that the Game Boy stuff would be exclusive to expansion pack? Like you have to.
I guess that would be a more higher of a. If I want to like elaborate on it, I guess that would be mine. Yeah, because because there's so many good games on the Game Boy that if they brought it to NSO, and as soon as they do, like kids like nowadays would know some of those games maybe and possibly want to be a part of it, and so maybe you have to get like the family plan or like some of that higher tiered stuff.
Yeah.
To have access to it, I feel like that makes sense, but. Right now, with all the others, they're just on the lower tier, right? There's nothing special. It's just you have to have NSO and you have them, right? I think this would be their first time branching out with making it more exclusive than some of the others that they have.
Yeah.
I guess that's an elaboration of it, but it would be tight for real. Like I like having like physical, like actual tangible items of Game Boy games, but if they had it on NSO, I would be playing it.
I'm telling you, man, holy cow, that would be amazing.
I would play it more than I play any of the others. Like I'll play the other ones like once or twice when they come out. Not touch them again. Game Boy ones, I think I would play. I actually.
Oh.
So my other two.
There she goes. She's back.
Am I gone?
You're back.
Am I back?
No, you're back. You're back.
I wasn't gone on my side. Oh my god, y'all! This whole setup is a mess.
It'll be better.
Okay.
Because you know what you're sending me. Okay, let me just quickly name off my other two, and because the next one you guys will have no say on it.
Just take the rest of my predictions while you're at it. That's fine.
This is not on your list. Trust me. It's a game called Puff Pals. It's still a Kickstarter game. They've never announced. You have no idea, Seth.
I have no clue.
You have no clue. It's on the cozy side. It's on that cozy side of gaming, people. But it's called Puff Pals. It's still in Kickstarter mode. It's supposed to go to Switch. They've hit, all of their goals, so eventually it'll happen. So I think it'll happen this year. So that's my prediction for that. It's going to come out. It's going to be announced. Coming out maybe late this year, maybe holiday or something. And then my third one is Donkey Kong in 2023. I know. I'm so original. It's not on anyone else's list.
I literally brought out the mug for it.
Sean?
I know.
Yeah.
Okay.
So hang on. So do you guys? Because I actually have a bit of a counter prediction, but I want to hear from you. So you guys think that there will be a Donkey Kong announced this year or released this year?
Both.
Or both.
I want to
announced and released.
I'm saying announced. I don't know if it'll be released.
Okay.
There's no way.
Because that's kind of what I was thinking. I was thinking it might get announced this year, but I don't think it's released this year.
Sean, you're looking like that because you and Kato had it predicted, or Kato had it predicted last year. So.
Yeah, and throughout the year as well, before E3 and all these things.
Mm-hmm.
Where is Donkey Kong? We want, and they went on they talked about his redesign in the movie and everything. That's got to mean something, right? That's obvious.
It will happen. I firmly believe that it will happen, but I think that they're trying to parse this stuff out. Because, like, I think there's a new Donkey Kong in the works, 1000%. Why is Miyamoto showing us the new Donkey Kong model? Like, they're totally making a new Donkey Kong game. You don't do a Donkey Kong expansion to your theme park and have no game on the shelf.
Right.
Right? Like, that's gonna happen. I just don't know. And maybe this is just me being burned because I've been predicting it year after year after year. So I think I have a little bit of like the opposite where I'm like, maybe if I say it's not coming, maybe it'll finally come.
Yeah, like I'm kind of scared to even like make any predictions because I'm kind of in that same boat as you, Seth. Like
Yeah.
I'm like it's like when it comes to things like personal, I'm like if I say it, it'll come to be. But like when it comes to like predicting things like with Nintendo, I'm like if I say it, it won't happen.
That's
Yeah,
fair.
totally.
Yeah, we all feel that way.
Totally.
Yeah.
Can I jump in with my I'll log my first one. I've changed it just slightly
Yeah.
because I was going to predict a Donkey Kong game, and I really do hope that happens. But I think that they're going to really lean into this movie thing. I think that, don't they have like studios and they name a thing? Maybe they did, I'm not sure. Might be making things up. But what I'm not making
Nintendo
up,
Studio.
they are going to announce a Donkey Kong movie. It won't come out this year, but it'll be shortly after the Mario movie comes out, and it's a huge success. They're not one and done with this stuff. It'll be another Illumination Studios thing. That partnership will continue on, and I think Donkey Kong is the center of this.
I agree.
That's my prediction.
Totally agree. I'm right there with you. I think that this wasn't on my list, but I totally agree. I think that the Mario movie is going to set up like at least 2 other movies. Like,
Right. Yep.
Like it's for sure they're doing their own little like mini, Mario cinematic universe almost.
Exactly.
Like
Yeah.
for sure going to be a Donkey Kong movie. Totally agree.
So thanks for taking mine. I just wanted to change it. We'll see movies.
I agree too. I have nothing else to say.
Maybe
I
those
have nothing
Pikmin
to
shorts
say.
will turn out to be something. You ever see those Pikmin shorts? You should look
Oh
them
yeah,
up.
those were so
They're
good.
great. Yeah. Yeah.
they're so well done. Yeah, they're awesome. I have a prediction that actually is a little bit tied into this, and I think we can hit a few different points with this because I think this isn't my prediction, but there is going to be a February Direct this year, for sure. Right? We have, and I did the research. There have only been 2 years in the past decade that have not had a February Direct. I will go ahead and say I think it's going to be February 8th.
Oh wow.
I think is going to be the Direct. I will put
so specific.
That'll be my prediction for that. And the reason I think this is because we have got a lot of games coming out in mid to late February that I think they're going to want to market. I think that we've got Theater Rhythm on the 16th. We have Kirby Return to Dreamland Deluxe on the 24th and Octopath 2 on the 24th. So we have Fire Emblem at the end of this month. We have those in the middle to end of next month. I think they're going to want their Direct kind of in that little pocket.
Yep.
So I think February 8th makes sense. I'm looking at some of these like previous years where they typically do it kind of around that time frame. Last year's February Direct was on February 9th. So February 8th I think feels right to me. And during that Direct, I think that 2 things happen. I think that a Mario game is announced during that Direct. I think it's going to be 2D, and I think it is going to be based on the movie. Like, it is going to tie into the movie. Like, I think it's going to come out in April to tie into the movie and have a game on shelves when the movie is out.
So less of merch lore, it's more of
Yeah.
games related to the movie lore.
2D. Who better to make a licensed, movie game than Nintendo? To make that'd be amazing to have that, kind of thing on shelves to coincide with the movie. I think that's announced in the February Direct for release in April.
I want to jump in to say I think that would actually explain the delay of the movie, which when that happened, because the movie was supposed to be out in December, then it got delayed. I think that the game was supposed to come out alongside. If the game is a real thing, I actually think the delay in the movie was because of the game. Like, I just don't think you see delays in movies. They're not the same. Like, movies are done on on exceptional timelines, It's not like, oh, we've got to figure out how to make this jump mechanic work in the movie. Like, that's just not how it's done. So I've always been a little skeptical on that. I'm skeptical as well as the reasoning for Advance Wars being delayed. Right. So I can see this, and I think if that is the case, then it does explain the delay of the movie, because they didn't have the game announced yet, and they obviously still don't. So I hope that that's the case. I hope it's 2D. I don't know if I hope that it's in the style of the movie, but I don't know what else I could really expect, I guess. Like, when I think about a 2D, the thing is with 2D Mario, like, there's going to have to be some new art style. And I guess the movie would lend itself to that, but they can't go back to new Super Mario Brothers anymore. And they don't typically go back, to Mario World or anything like that. So I guess that would be where we go. I just don't know if I'm pleased with that. You know what I mean?
I think it would need to be, it's not like my ideal situation, but I think it would need to be like a refresh for the 2D Mario franchise, where we're just gonna like never get 2D Mario games anymore other than Mario Maker. We gotta have something. Like there must be. We haven't had a brand new 2D Mario game since New Super Mario Brothers U in 2012. Like, that's crazy. So I just think that there has to be something, and I don't think we're getting a 3D Mario game right away, because I think that's who's working on the Donkey Kong game. Like,
I would love if it was a 3D World 2.
Right.
That's what I like. If I was wishing
that.
something into existence, it's like, give me a sequel to that game. Everybody wants Galaxy 3 or whatever, but like, give me that can be a happy middle ground. I think it's not Mario 64, but it's not. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's a big one for me relating to the February Direct. And here's another, because I think this is actually kind of wild, but I'm gonna put this out there. I think that Silk Song is shadow dropped during the February Direct.
Wow.
Shadow dropped. It is a big enough game. Hollow Knight Silk Song. It is a big enough game. Xbox said it's going to be out before next June, right? That was the promise. And I think that it was. I think the game was actually first revealed during a mainline Nintendo Direct. And I think that it is going to. I think the game is big enough. It's not going to be in an Indie World showcase. Like, this is a big Nintendo Direct style announcement. I think it's a shadow drop during the February Direct.
I love it. It showed up at Xbox's thing in E3 last year, so that would be very interesting for it just to kind of be all over the place. But well,
it was first announced before it was ever announced for Xbox. Like, Nintendo had it.
The original or Silk Song?
Both. For Silk Song 2. Silk Song was, if I'm not mistaken, originally revealed during a Nintendo Direct, and it was until that Xbox conference last year. It was only ever slated to come to Switch and PC.
Interesting.
So it's multi-platform now, but I think they kind of had their eggs in the Nintendo basket for a long time, and so I think that Nintendo will get it again. I think that'll be a huge announcement as part of a February Direct. So.
Speaking of eggs in the Nintendo basket, I'm tempted to say Hatch Tales won't come out in 2023, but I don't know if I want to make it actually official, but. Feels harsh. Sorry, Lachlan.
Did you say Hatch Tales? I don't even know what that is.
It's Chicken Wiggle was the game on the 3DS that a bunch of us kickstarted, and I was looking up when it was in 2018 that we kickstarted that, and it was expected to come out December of 2018. And I haven't kickstarted anything since, and I am salty about it. And yes, I do enjoy the Twitter handle. Has Hatch Tales released yet? I think it's at No Clucks Given, something like that, which I think is hilarious. I want to know who's running that account. You're amazing. But I don't know.
We know who it is.
Do we?
I
mean, okay. Well,
yeah, we know who it is.
My actual prediction, actually. And I thought, Lachlan, you were going to have this. So you're freaking me out when you were going off with all the things. I think we're getting an Animal Crossing spin-off game. I think it's getting announced. I don't know if I'm here to declare that it will come out this year, but I think you're getting a Happy Home Designer style additional game. It's
already happened. HHP was that. There's not anything for another 3-4 years.
Man,
is my guess.
Doom and gloom.
Yep. No, I think it's. I want it to happen for y'all. So that's my second
camera.
prediction.
My camera even disagrees with you.
Your camera? No, I think your camera disagrees with you. It's like, you better.
Yeah, I don't know.
You better get on board with this.
No, but before I wanted to touch on some of the Discord, the community, what they stated, because it's kind of hit on all. The 3 that we got hits on 3 of the things we've already covered. So Bowser says, "Give me Mario or give me death. Odyssey sequel or similar is my dream," is what
I
she
hope
says.
so. That'd be amazing.
That would be great. Kevin, who needs a job, says, "Do we finally get a new Donkey Kong game announced? We need whatever the follow-up to Tropical Freeze is." Clearly, we all are on the same boat there. And then Nagachaka asks, "Is it too early to predict the date for the next Nintendo Direct? And why will it be January 25th?" So
I love it.
Nagachaka,
Yes.
Nagachaka thinks it's later this month, not February.
I'm
so
with you.
There's the rival there.
No,
You think
I
it's
want
in
to.
January, Sean?
I do, and I think because I've done this once
Ooh.
before. Because
Okay.
I can't remember what the heck it was. There was a game that was coming out, and I'm like, it's going to be within 10 days. The next direct is going to be within 10 days after that. It might have been a Kirby game or whatever. And I do think we could get Fire Emblem. Everybody's going to beat it over the weekend somehow, and then Nintendo's going to be like, all right, we'll tell you what's next. And I think it is going to be very shortly after that. Not only just because your February thing, oh, what a softball thing. I would love it to be end of January. I think it makes sense to have it right after that game comes out and everybody's bought it and everybody's beaten it. Then yes, Nintendo, give it to us. Oh my gosh. Give us
one
Arms
and
2
only
while you're at it.
time. Oh, please. Yeah, I would love that. The one and only time in the history of Nintendo Directs that we had a January Direct was in 2015 when we had one on January 14th. So
The reveal of the Switch. Wait, what did you say?
No, that was
2015? 2017
Yeah,
there was a
2015.
January, but it
Well,
was.
yeah, but it wasn't a direct. It was like the Switch reveal event or
I wanna
whatever.
see what it was
the
called.
NX. Yeah,
What's
whatever.
it called, the direct?
Don't go
think
Ryan
so.
Turford on him. Like,
Well,
well,
actually-
actually it's
the
blah, blah,
Anyway.
blah.
proper one. And we have, by the way, we have had, and I'm not convinced that this won't happen sometime in January. We typically get a Pokemon Presents early in the year, kind of in that
Ooh.
January kind of time frame. I'm not going to predict one, but I'm just saying we do typically get, something around this time of year with Pokemon. So who knows? Maybe they'll finally give me that stupid Detective Pikachu game on Switch.
Every
Oh my
time.
god, I forgot about Detective
Yes.
Pikachu.
Mhm.
That was such a
announced
great
that,
game.
Like 3 years ago, they said that was coming to
Yeah.
Switch, and where is it? So
I played the demo on the DS and I loved it. I almost bought it. I probably still
great
will.
game, great game.
Yeah,
So
there you go.
Oh, it's
Sean's
dusty.
showing it off.
Ew. Oh, the top of this is nasty.
My camera
happens.
hates it.
it happens. That's a great game,
God.
and more people should play that. And I hope it does come to Switch because I think people wrote it off, and it
Yeah.
got the movie and everything. But yeah, it's a great game. So
I'm writing down
anyways,
y'all's predictions as you say it, but I think I've already forgotten some, so y'all have
It's
to
fine.
fill this in
I've got
afterwards.
a bunch of them. I'll actually give another crazy one, and this ties into another question that we got in the Discord, and so I'll kind of tackle two of these. So John32 asked us, he said, question for the show, what surprise game mechanic or narrative-based surprise do you hope will show up in Tears for the Kingdom? And then also for Lockleth, do you intend to finish Breath of the Wild before Tears of the Kingdom comes out? She winces.
Well, John, you know me fairly well enough, apparently, to know that that is a 50-50 chance that I will finish Breath of the Wild. I need to start over from scratch. Maybe I'll do that this week. Maybe I'll do a random stream. I don't know. We'll see.
There you go. Fair.
I'm kind of like Sean. Like, if I stream it, then I'm forced to do it and
Yeah.
finish it. So I think that might be my route. I think I'm like 1 or 2 streams away of finishing Lonesome Village. And
Nice.
my next game was going to be Breath of the Wild, so that I could
Good.
get that rolling. What is it, in May, right? Is when it comes out?
May 12th.
Okay, yeah. I think I'm good. I think if I do 2 streams of that game, Breath of the Wild is next on my by Sun. I don't know what you call it, bi-weekly Sunday stream that I do. Breath of the Wild is it, so we'll see.
Your fortnightly Sunday stream.
Yeah,
Yeah.
pretty much. Pretty much.
Yeah. But one of my crazy predictions is also an answer to this question, because I'm going to predict that there will be a sequence in Tears of the Kingdom where you play as Zelda. There will be not
Wow.
the whole game, but a sequence
Yeah.
in Tears of the Kingdom where you actually play as Zelda. I think
Like
that
you run down a corridor away from something.
however they do it.
Press X to cry.
Yeah.
Yeah, you play as Zelda for.
Weep.
I mean, when we first had this game revealed, Zelda was like the first character we actually even see like in that initial trailer. It's her and Link exploring these like catacombs under Hyrule together, and I think that also, and I don't know if you guys remember this, but when Breath of the Wild was first revealed, and like I'm talking the very first like teaser trailer when it was Wii U days, and we got our first shot at Link, there was a huge discussion online thinking it was actually Zelda instead.
I remember that.
You know, that it wasn't Link, because Link kind of has a little bit more of a feminine presenting design a little bit in that game, and he's got, you know, the hood and everything, he pulls it back, and oh my god, are we finally getting a Legend of Zelda game where we play as Zelda? This has been flirted with a lot throughout the life of the series, even going back to when Retro was working on like a Sheik game and stuff like this. So I think that it's time, and I think that it is... There's already a lot of implications. I won't go on a 6-minute lore tangent, but there are a lot of implications that there will be a lot of interesting things done with the playable characters in Zelda Tears of the Kingdom anyway. So I think we will get a sequence of playable Zelda. That's my prediction.
Who's taking the minutes in the chat of this lore right now? Who's taking it down?
I won't get into it.
Who's writing it down?
I think Seth already has it written down. He just send your scans over. Get that thing on your scanner.
Scan it via the printer into your computer.
Send us a
it
PDF.
to everyone.
I'll fax it to you.
Can I jump in to say I don't know if this is our predictions or what we're doing anymore. Honestly, I never know what's going on. What I would love to see, I guess is the best way to put it, is somehow your save game comes over. Like that your first game impacts the second game. And I don't know exactly what that is. Like I just think that would be cool. Maybe it's just your inventory. Maybe it's like there's not really like decisions that you really have to make, I don't think. Not like a Mass Effect or something. I would love to see that. Right. But also, my silly answer is the surprise for Tears of the Kingdom is it comes on 2 cartridges. So, games used to be like, all right, flip in the second disc now. Like this game's going to be so massive that it comes with 2 carts.
That'd be wild. That'd be so good though. Maybe
you don't have to. Maybe your weapons will actually last the whole game. Like these are the things that people really want.
That's the other reason that like I kind of don't. I'm not super stoked about playing it because I remember that from what little I did play, and I did not like it. It's like Animal Crossing, like PTSD. Like your tools don't last forever. Like it's the same in Breath of the Wild.
Don't get me started on this. This is a whole thing. We'll be here on. Don't get me started.
Oh God!
Just a mix of all the old gimmicks of
Don't get me started on this.
You'll get an ocarina and you'll have puzzles happen. You'll be a painting on the wall. You'll flip to the dark side. You have you turn into a wolf. Like whatever. Just you're all the things.
Every gimmick is here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're 30 years younger or whatever. You're just a little kid.
Do y'all have
Loft Wings will be back?
Do y'all have more predictions for the new year, for this year? I guess,
do. Do you got any more, Sean?
I just want to log that Loft Wings are going to be in this game, and that would be amazing. The Skyward Sword connection is going to be there. Prediction? Yeah, let's do it. Yeah, right. Loft Wings will be there. Skyward Sword there'll be a connection with this somehow.
I don't think that would be the craziest thing in the world, by the way. And in fact, we saw that like kind of mechanical like bird thing. I wonder if that's like an ancient, like Loftwing facsimile or something.
I mean, it seems like the obvious thing. The fact, like the two. I was thinking about the first game, and it doesn't have like that opposites, like the Dark World or whatever you want to call it. Like it didn't really have that. This is that for the first time we're getting that. So I think the Skyward Sword Loftwing thing, Avatar's hot right now, so doing $1 billion at the box office somehow. But that's the crazy thing is that's all we know about is Zelda's coming out this year.
Yeah, well, I think it's going to get a dedicated direct. I think, and I think that's where there's all these like leaks earlier about like the Tears of the Kingdom Switch OLED and blah blah blah. And I did see those, but who knows? But I do think it's getting a dedicated direct before the game comes out, and I think to your point, they released Skyward Sword HD when they did for a reason.
Agreed.
You know, they want you to have that, and I think that's also why we didn't get Wind Waker and Twilight Princess.
Agreed.
HD, because they want that to be the story that is fresh in your mind when you play Tears of the Kingdom. It's 1,000% going to tie in. So
do we lay down any other Zelda predictions? Because I think I have one that is again more of a want than anything. I don't think this is real. I don't even know if Lachlan can hear us to jot these down.
I can hear.
Okay.
I can hear. I was gonna say just my camera has completely chucked out. So just put a T-shirt over my face.
Send me a JPEG or something. I'll throw it up on the.
Yeah, I'll send you one. This is stupid.
That would be great. I want. It's your turn. For that to happen.
Yeah, for that to happen.
I would love for A Link Between Worlds to come to Switch and usher in that this is a thing, that 3DS games can be remastered onto Switch, that this is the first of hopefully many. But I feel like this is crazy talk. This is when we do E3 predictions, we'll give each other odds, and this is like 10 out of 10. I think this is like unlikely, very, very unlikely. I don't know that there's work to be done on the dual screen thing, but man, that game's great. Also, Twilight Princess and Wind Waker HD, I think, are first. So this would kind of come out of nowhere. We're also going to get apparently like 5 Metroid games if you ask Badbit from the trophy room. So we're the Prime 4 and the trilogy or whatever. So who knows?
Prime 4 is not happening this year.
I don't
There's
think so
no
either.
chance that happens.
I don't
this
think
year.
so
No
either.
chance.
Yeah.
Super Nintendo in the chat says, shout out to Metopia.
Oh,
yeah, I mean,
yes.
where's Tamagotchi Life? I want Tamagotchi Life so bad. I know
Oh
Walk
my
with
god,
this too.
same.
Yeah.
That's my prediction.
There you go. Throw that in there. Prediction number 4.
Yeah,
Yes.
there we go.
I literally have written on my notes, Sean, 3DS to Switch ports will happen in 2023 after closures in March. And specifically, I think that we get Kid Icarus Uprising on Switch. I think the Switch port is happening. There is no Switch game that needs a port more than, or no 3DS game that needs a port more than that. Because everybody, I don't personally think the controls are bad in that game, but everybody whines about the controls in that game.
Me.
And if you port, everybody's like that, right? Everybody kind of has that opinion of it. Port that game to Switch with kind of standard controls on the Pro Controller, and everybody will realize how amazing it's been this entire time. It's the best game on 3DS. That game is incredible. It's an incredible
it's not.
game.
You can't just say something like that and just be like, okay, I'll just walk away from that. No.
It's just a fact. It's true. Did you play it?
Yeah, for about 8 minutes. No, thank you to those controls.
Then your argument is invalid. 8 minutes? No, sorry.
Just like those DS Zelda games that made you play with the pen, play with the stylus.
Will it have online multiplayer like the 3DS version? Asked Super Nintendo. I doubt it. I would love that though, because the multiplayer was also amazing. This is exactly your perspective though, Sean, is exactly why I want this to happen. Right. It's why this needs to happen, because people have totally slept on this game. They touch these like unconventional controls and they say, oh, well, this sucks. And then they bounced off of it. The game's incredible, like incredible. And porting it to Switch, you don't even really have to do that much to it. Just the controls are really the big issue. And it'll instantly be one of the best games on Switch, like 1,000%. So I think that's what Bandai Namco is working on. I think that's what they've been hiring on. I think Sakurai teased it recently in his little Sakurai Presents, where he coyly smiles at the camera and says it sure would be nice if somebody ported this to a home console.
Amazing.
Like, that's totally going to happen. So, yeah. That's another. That's probably my last like big prediction.
Okay, so how many of you locked? Like, can you run down the ones you've locked in?
The ones that I have locked in are, so what I just said, Kid Icarus Uprising.
Yeah.
February Direct with Mario and Hollow Knight Silksong. I don't know if we want to consider that multiple predictions or not.
I would.
Sure. Yeah, we can consider multiple predictions. I had it on here, no Donkey Kong game in 2023, but you guys already had your Donkey Kong thing too, so
that's okay. That's separate. Count. So yeah.
And then playable
you're your
Zelda
own
sequence.
Person.
Yeah, Seth.
Yeah, sure.
You're
Yeah,
your
and
own
then
person.
be yourself. Be your own person. And then playable Zelda sequence in Tears of the Kingdom. So that's my stuff.
Okay, I'll run down mine and then throw you my fifth one. My first official one is I tagged on that we're getting Game Gear to NSO. I think that would be amazing.
Yeah, that'd be sick.
Donkey Kong movie is announced. I don't think it's coming out this year, but we'll get a Donkey Kong movie announced. Animal Crossing spin-off is going to be announced. Zelda, A Link Between Worlds will be ported and represent more 3DS games are coming. And my fifth and final prediction, in honor of the great Kato, I was going to say late, but she's still here.
She's still with us.
In honor of Kato, she would want this to happen. Nintendogs is announced.
Oh,
We're getting a new
Why does that
Nintendogs.
not happen, dude?
It's
Why does
happening.
that
It's
not
okay. It's happening in
happen?
2023. You don't have to wait much longer. Nintendogs is happening. That's
They've
my
got
fifth and final.
They have third-party Nintendog versions. Like, they don't need to make their own now, I bet.
Wasn't there other?
they do.
There was a totally Pokemon game that was like absolutely ripped it off, and it came out right before.
There's a ton of them. There's like 1010, Koromon.
That was the one.
I mean,
Yep.
the new
Nexomon.
Pokemon game has similarities. Like, you can bathe and pet your Pokemon in Scarlet and Violet.
No. Nintendogs should have already happened by now. It's wild that it hasn't. One of the biggest franchises on DS and 3DS.
Totally.
It's crazy. And Super Nintendo points out here in the chat, we need a Nintendogs mic since the Switch doesn't have one. You know what they do is they use this, your phone. You take the NSO app that is on your phone and use that.
Give us a fifth app on there.
Just use the one that's
fifth
already
game.
there.
No, like a fifth
I
game.
see.
They only utilize like 3 of their games via the app.
Right. So give me a reason to boot that stupid app up and use it for Nintendogs. It makes no sense that it hasn't happened already. This is such a massive franchise, dude. So
That's why I bring it up.
I only have 4, but I guess Nintendogs would be my adopted one at the very end because I thought
you're
about it
adopting
earlier.
a Nintendogs.
Yeah, adopting Nintendogs. Game Boy for NSO, Puff Pals that y'all have no idea what it is. Donkey Kong, Tomodachi Life.
Yes.
Now that we've talked about it.
Yes.
And then Nintendogs at the end just because, I feel like I have to. The cozy community of us AC players.
No hardware. Nobody wants to throw a prediction out there for hardware.
No
Because we know
hardware.
it's not happening.
No hardware.
They're going to
this
give
year.
us the same hardware in just like Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, they're going to slap a logo on it or something.
Because I've been pretty loud about Zelda coming alongside new hardware.
Not gonna happen, dude.
Not happening.
No, I don't think so.
They're gonna make the same OLED, but they're gonna slap some Zelda Link paint on it.
A whole
what it's
year
gonna be.
with not new hardware.
Of course.
Dude, they are going to squeeze as much blood from this stone as they possibly can. As much as they possibly
They
can.
wait until the very last minute to make changes, and everyone is
The last minute. I am
not
the
really.
last one.
There's still people who believe it's gonna happen, and until that is less, it's not the last minute.
Yeah, that was a Dragonheart reference.
Yeah, it's good.
I'm hovering whether or not I take out the Zelda one and throw in hardware. I feel like they're both as likely. The 3DS port and go hardware.
I think
Super
it's more
Switch.
likely we get. I honestly think it's more likely we get Link Between Worlds than new hardware. Like I feel like there's no chance. We maybe announced like at the end of the year or something like that, but I think
No.
there's no shot.
Like it could,
that
like,
it
but
releases this
I'm
year.
trying to think about like timing of it. Like they don't want much of a delay between when they announce it when it's available. Like that's kind of my thing because they don't like they're selling off the shelves. Maybe this is the reason why we don't get any new hardware anyway. It's because why would they? And I'm believing those rumors that say like a half step was in the works, and they're like, nah, we'll just cancel that. We're gonna go whatever the next one is. I believe that.
I think so too. Me too.
So maybe that again. Okay, I'll leave it. But I'll be very curious to see what happens this year.
I think if they end up doing anything with Call of Duty, it will be linked with that, the new hardware.
Yeah. I just feel like Zelda, they could just start the playbook over. My whole mentality this entire time has been like, the Switch in 2017 launched alongside Breath of the Wild, and it's everything everybody could ever want. It's like a great Zelda game. It wasn't like cartoony. It was nothing anybody had a real problem with. That sold hardware to people who were traveling around the world at the time. It was like you could take it with you. It was so perfect. So I don't know, man. I kind of want to put it out there. I'm gonna switch it.
Sure.
I'm switching.
Your predictions.
Now, Animal Crossing. Should I take out Animal Crossing?
I say take it out, Sean. This is coming from me.
Oh man, I hate this stuff. What does it even matter? What do I even care about?
Who cares? Just have
Who
fun.
cares? Who cares?
Yeah.
I'll just leave it. I'll
for
leave
the
it.
walls.
Whatever. I'll
For the
leave it as
walls.
is. Okay.
Why not?
I'll predict that you will all buy it day one when it does get announced.
Oh, 1,000%. Are
Yeah,
you kidding
there
me?
Sure. I will say I was wrong when it happens, but it's not going to happen.
Jonathan Brown in the chat.
so-
Happy birthday, Jonathan Brown. Good to see you, man.
Yeah.
Hey,
Hey, JB.
Happy birthday, JB. JB dropped 2 like
Yes.
like
An album
an
last
EP
week or
an EP
no, yeah,
last week and then
Yeah.
an album
This
like
week.
today,
today.
which
Great.
is
Calm down,
wild.
JB.
Both of them so great, by the way.
Oh my gosh.
I listened to the EP at least 10 times through.
Yep.
It's like my go-to, like I have 15 minutes to do
Chill.
something.
Mm-hmm.
What can I play all the way through? His EP is like 14 minutes long. It's like the perfect amount of time.
Gems. Yep.
So
Yeah.
yeah, good.
In My
work.
Element is in
Good
my
work,
top
man.
songs played,
Spotify
albums played
Wrapped.
in
Yeah.
well, I'm Apple Music, but same idea. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I just gotta
and
listen
then
to that.
and then the one released today, the full album of Video Game
Video Game Boy.
Video
Yeah.
Game Boy.
It's awesome.
Such a
Really
great
good
name.
Game Boy.
Such a great name. I live for that type of music, the lo-fi, like soft.
Mm-hmm.
No lyrics except for the occasional PME, got to shout them out.
So good.
We have one, I don't think we've covered this question, but we have one more
Okay.
question from the Discord earlier today that I do want to cover before we end things off. We kind of went
That's
longer.
a long first episode.
Yeah, this
Woo,
is
man.
this is
Yeah.
a long episode. We've been out.
the
We
people
didn't.
what they
We
want.
didn't. We didn't record last week technically, so y'all are getting a little extra this week. But last question of the evening, Quagmire in Discord asks: anyone else on the show hangover? I think it was Hangover, with all the games at the end of the 2022.
Yes.
So like getting a bunch of games at the end of the year, maybe Christmas gifts, those types of things. They got more games that they can play at the moment, and they're only hoping that Fire Emblem Engage and Tears of the Kingdom come out this year so that they can catch up. And for as many games as I play or am looking forward to, I would agree. Like, I feel like there's so many games. I think we've already referenced that earlier. There's so many games coming out this year than last year, that I'm not going to catch up. Like I've just accepted that I'm not going to catch up.
Don't give up.
And I'm okay with that.
Don't give up.
I
Never
give up.
stop cramming.
Nope.
Cram
Never stop,
session.
never stopping. Mm-hmm.
Can't.
That's right.
Can't.
The eternal cram session continues. I don't feel, I sort of reached this place too, like especially with Fire Emblem, because as a Nintendo content creator, you have those thoughts of like, am I really like not gonna play Fire Emblem? But I can't like lie to myself. Guys, I have that the game. The last one from like 5 years ago, I haven't touched. Like, I would be stupid to pick up the new one. So
I don't think so.
For me, yeah, totally.
It's
I just
different.
don't. It's just like, who am I kidding? At a certain point, like, who am I kidding? The last one I own and haven't touched. Same with Octopath Traveler. So, like, for me, I'm like, I'm kind of taking this opportunity to kind of chill, catch up on the backlog and stuff like that. I don't feel hungover. I actually feel kind of liberated, by a little bit of a breather for me personally.
No.
So.
No.
Yeah.
No liberation here. And I'm not doing content for a week and I still don't feel liberated. Like I don't think I'm going to catch up with the amount of games that I've done playthroughs of that I haven't finished. I'm not going to catch up before Fire Emblem comes out.
See, and I'm oddly spiteful, and Seth with such declarations and such decision making that I don't agree
Sure.
with at all.
Okay.
I will be playing. I wasn't going to, but now I am. I will be playing Fire Emblem Engage day one. Buy that game, play the mess out of it. I might even, and maybe we can get into this next week, or maybe in the post show, some gaming resolutions and whatnot.
Okay.
I would really like to play this game and tell you how great it is, and you're missing out. That's what I want. I want to play this game,
I want to
Look,
play it for the hairstyle.
dude.
I'm
For
sure
the
it's gonna be
art
great.
style.
I'm sure it's
Yep.
gonna be great.
I have never wanted to color my hair blue and red more than
Do it.
seeing the main
That'd be amazing,
character.
actually.
Like, chop
Do
the hair
it.
a little short, some red and blue action. Like,
Mm-hmm.
man, this is all natural brunette here. It's a clean slate for that.
Oh, that'd be a whole to do for you. You'd have to like bleach your hair first.
Oh
and-
yeah, I've done it before.
Holy cow!
I've bleached my hair many a times with odd colors. This would not be the first.
I love this.
Seth, I want to see you play this game.
Nothing. I don't have anything like against it. I just, for me, I'm like, I don't need to cover literally everything, and I don't think it's even good data. Like, I don't think anybody cares. Well, I don't even care what I have to say about Fire Emblem Engage. You know what I mean?
I think Sean wants you to play it because you always have something to say, and usually it's a lot. Seth, not
That's too deep.
in a negative way. Like, he knows you'll say a lot of things about it. He just wants to geek out with you on something.
I just think that the decision making
Join
is flawed.
us.
That's all. I just think that if you're basing it entirely on you haven't played the last one, no.
Well, no,
I
I
haven't
would
played any of
rather-
them, and I'm looking into it.
I'm sure I played all of them on 3DS, and I enjoyed them. I'm sure I would like Three Houses. I just I would sooner play the one that I own and haven't already played than buy a new one.
Well,
Like, that's the
you got
only
17 days, Seth. Come on, let's get on it. We could
crank it out. Put that Psychonauts 2 and Miles Morales away. Crank out
exactly.
Three
Who
Houses.
cares about sleeping?
Yeah,
Yeah,
sleep
Play
is for
these
the
giant
weak.
games. Yeah.
fair point, man.
No,
Well-
there's so many huge games, honestly, to play.
Sean, it's my turn to show a physical.
Oh,
show
okay.
my physical
Please,
this
yes.
evening.
I have
Luck
the
with-
conch. I will speak.
So my physical for this evening, and I feel like I might have shown this before, but I can't recall. But it's kind of similar to what we've been talking about, at least in regards to Little Gator Game. But I've got Croc
Rock.
on Game
Nice.
Boy.
Oh
It's
my
a little
God.
blurry because my camera is shite this evening, but I've got Croc on Game Boy. I actually have not played it, but I did watch like a little history behind Croc earlier this evening, and like why he has one tooth and all that type of thing. Like, I'm excited. I might have to play that this
Nice.
weekend. Like, me going back to having too many games to play. A lot of my games are old
And
games.
self-imposed.
Yeah, like we got all those Wii games because we have a Wii now. We've got GameCube
Oh.
games that I haven't touched, DS games that I want to revisit. Like, this is why I don't have time, because I want to go back to the old games.
I had to
wanna-
verify this.
play
Fun fact about Croc. Croc was invented by, I thought this was true, I had to verify, Argonaut Software, which is the original creator of Star Fox, and also Buck Bumble on the Nintendo 64.
Yeah.
Which is
Oh.
the best N64 theme song of all time.
That reminds me, I picked up a game on Steam, and I hope to talk to you guys about it next week. It's called X Zodiac. It's in early access.
I've heard of this.
And it looks like Star Fox with the FX chip. It looks like Super Nintendo Star Fox. And I'm stoked to jump into that, man. Keep making these games. Like, if they're not going to remaster them or whatever, like, indies can do this. And I love
Fine,
it.
I'll do
I'm
it
here for it.
myself.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it was $10, I think. Like,
And
yeah.
indies do it so well too.
They really
like,
do.
it doesn't have to be a lot. It doesn't have to be a long game. Like, I tend to finish indies more than anything else. And
I think that's why you got Metroid Dread, honestly. Because
Yeah.
like Metroidvania has just exploded in the last 5 years before that, which is all done by indies. Axiom Verge, Guacamelee, all these things like Ori.
Hollow Knight.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Hollow Knight, totally. Yeah, all indie games, so
Cult
good.
of the Lamb.
Oh man, Cult of the Lamb. Was it Quagmire's question? I've got literally like a dozen games. I'm like, I could play these still. Like, I'm still in complete denial about reality and what's possible. And I guess this is just where Yarden in the chat says X Zodiac is awesome, so I can't wait to check it out. But I've got a list. But we'll see how far I haven't played anything. I had my chance. Like my vacation is winding down here. I didn't play anything then, so I don't know, man.
Well, Sean, where can people find you on the interwebs, the internet, all those things, if they are curious to know what you're playing?
Yeah, actually, well, Discord is really the best play. Discord has been popping off lately, and it's been great to see people coming on into the Carpool Gaming Discord. It's been great. On Twitter, you can find me at www.twitter.com/Sean Capri.
HTTP.
Sean LeConner, Capri like the fans. This is the full URL. Just type that whole thing. Does anybody even use the website anymore? Like, it's just the app.
I do.
Yeah.
I do it every day.
So do I, but, I'm...
Yeah.
I have
Going
the
on
app on
40
my
here.
phone. I just Search your name.
Yeah. Type in Sean like Connery Capri like the pants. Not on
Yeah.
Hive, not on Mastodon. MySpace may be coming soon. We'll see.
Yeah,
But that's me.
Tumblr page.
Check me out on We the GamerCast podcast. I'm sorry.
Yes.
Podcasts
you're
are also
fine.
on the internet. My bad. I'm out. Bye.
You had a long pause. It's like you forget where you're
I
at.
forgot what I was going to say. Yeah.
Seth, what about you?
I am at $2 Hero on Twitter. I actually, really quickly, I don't normally do this, but I just wanted to plug something that I'm doing for my other venture, All In, which is a Nintendo podcast. But we're doing our award show tomorrow on youtube.com/allinpodcast, and I'm really proud of the way that's shaped out. And I would love to see people check that out. It's tomorrow night. We're streaming that 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern, youtube.com/allinpodcast. By the time you're listening to this on your podcast feed, if you're listening to like the day it comes out, you can make it. But otherwise, yeah, we put together this award show called the Golden Aces, and just really excited to do that. So,
Can I ask for you to do that more often, by the way? Don't feel
Sure.
like you don't talk about All In. Just
well, yeah, and it's a different flavor of Seth over there. It's much more, the Nintendo Drive audience is
Cajun.
definitely it's a little more Cajun over there.
what flavor? It's a little more honey garlic over there.
Tony Shasher.
Garlic parmesan,
Montreal steak
yeah.
sauce.
Or if you're
Oh, we put
riffraff, that Tony Sherrarians.
Oh yeah, we put that Tony's on
Oh,
everything.
my
That
God.
now.
Tony Sherrarians.
Anyways,
Y'all can find me here on YouTube at Locklith or Locklith TWT. On Twitter, I am not on Hive anymore. I think I've mentioned that a few weeks ago, but I'll mention it again. Or you can find me here at Carpool, especially this week because my channel is just chilling, coasting for the week. But there's plenty of content over there if you wanna view it. But if you want to see my face, you can always see it over here at Carpool on the Nintendo Drive and all those lovely things. But thank y'all for hanging out with us for today's episode of the Nintendo Drive. Bump that like button if you haven't already. And fuel this carpool in the comments below with your wildest, most outlandish Nintendo 2023 predictions. Let us know in the comments.
bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you so much for watching this episode of the new Nintendo Drive. Now, before you drive off, be sure to like the stream and subscribe here on YouTube and follow us at Carpool Gaming on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. If you liked what you saw and want more, be sure to support us on Patreon at patreon.com/carpoolgaming.